Welcome back to another fun-filled show. I'm your host. He is Blanchard, aka Free Blanche, aka Blanchard Thomas, aka Blanchard Kruger, and I'm here with Rico Limbaugh, the single boyfriend, and we're back to do another show, Balloon Pop Reactions with the single boyfriend. I like Rico's takes on dating and relationships, so I have some clips here, a lot of them, and we're gonna react to some of these balloon pops. What's up, Rico?
What's up, Blanche? It's good to see you again, bro. Let me see here. I want to watch this live. I want to be able to see these balloon pops. Let me bring them up on my YouTube. I'm actually gonna go to your live on YouTube right now. So I want to see.
I'm gonna pull them up though. You'll be able to see them though.
Oh, where will I be able to see them? Because I just see me and you
on the screen. Watch. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna do it right now. Watch. I'm gonna do one right now.
Okay.
We're doing right now. Do one right now. Let me do this real quick. Let me okay. I think this is it right here. No. This one. Okay, here we go. You see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Bro.
Okay, let me try to make this a little bigger. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Yeah, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab these clips and just play them, and then you tell me what you think. I'll tell you what I think, because a lot of it's cap. Today's topic is like I'm reacting to some balloon pops. We're talking about the pitfalls in the dating today in the dating market.
I mean, a lot of this stuff reminds me of my personal life. You know, I'm a professional at breaking up with people for petty reasons. You know, I broke up with a girl because her middle toe was smaller than the other aligning toes.
I know.
I just couldn't sleep at night knowing about that damn toe. So
one of my exes had that. One of my exes had that. I never, Well, she had that. Yeah, that second toe was shorter already. Yeah, she did.
What the hell is that all about?
I don't know, man.
I'm getting angry. I'm about to punch my computer thinking about that goddamn toe. It's been years. That toe haunts me. I see that toe in my nightmares sometimes. I'll see Freddy Krueger, that toe, and I see Jason. And that's why so it's a little nerve-wracking. So yeah, right, I do breakups, so yeah, that's fine.
And what's your name?
Daniel, 47.
A few moments later.
Any final question between the two of you before we determine if we have a match?
What would your what song would be like the theme song to your life?
I have a whole album. I got a double album.
Pick one.
Fiendin' by Jodeci.
That's a good one.
That's interesting.
Oh.
Jeez.
Why did you pop? What happened?
So I really wanted to hear something like a little bit more deep, because when I think about fiending, it puts me more like on the sexual side.
Okay, let's bring out our next single guy. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
My name is Greg. I'm 44.
A few moments later.
All right, any final questions between the two of you before we determine if there's a match?
I want to know, what's the most toxic thing you feel like you've done in a relationship?
I'm not a toxic person, so I've never done anything
She
toxic
setting them up
before, but you're scaring me. So what's the
No,
most
that was the
toxic
answer
thing?
I was looking for. So.
Oh, I'm like, what's the most toxic thing?
Man, Rico, what you think about this girl, man? What you think about her, man?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If she looks this good at her current age, then that means she looked even better 20 years ago. And even 20 years ago, nobody married her because she has issues. You gotta think about it. Men, we're like 90%, 80% visual, right?
Right.
She's looked this good her whole life and still could not, because her character doesn't match her looks. And that's what we always try to tell people about. Stop leaning on looks and lean on your character. She doesn't have it. Look at her. She's sitting there. She doesn't even realize how old she is. And she's debating if she wants. You don't have these women pretend that there's a new batch of men that are about to come and swap out the current one. Women don't have the luxury we have. See, we can complain about American women because we can always fly to another country and get married. American women don't have that option. You got to pick something from you. No matter how bad you talk about us, you're stuck with this batch because anywhere else you go in the world, you're going down. So you're stuck here.
Hold on, I got a question. So Monique said, "This is some sick stuff, Blanche. Unfortunately, I had to put my energy towards something more liberating. Bye for now, but I'll be back when you have some other information better than this." So my question is,
we can't have fun. We can't look at the dating
but
market.
this is what's crazy though. This was crazy, right? This was crazy. You got a balloon pop show, right? And it's a show about dating, right? It's a dating show. And your first comment was that a woman should focus on her character.
Oh
Your-
my
your-
God! Now
Yeah,
look,
hold on. Just hear me out. Your first comment was that a woman should focus on her character. Her response is, "This is sick." I'm like, how is this sick? Like, I don't understand. Like, you may not like it, but how is it sick though? Like, this ain't sick.
bro. I mean, you got to think about it. They say that if you disagree with them, you're attacking them. And I'm like, damn. So I gotta kiss your ass just for us to get along. That's not a good trait. That's not a good sign. You know, you should be able to. I mean, people should be able to have a wide range of things they talk about. You shouldn't. And then, you know, something more liberating, lady. You are not a slave. You're free. You're already liberated. You can do anything you want to. These women, because they're liberated, have liberated themselves out of even being able to find a potential husband.
Right.
And we're watching the after effects of that. See, these men coming on the show, they're doing this out of charity. Listen, I can call any number in my phone. I can show my phone to the camera, right? And I can just hit my finger on it and just scroll up through the call log. And y'all can pick a name. I can call any woman and say, you know what I'm thinking? What are you doing tomorrow around 1:00? I need you to meet me at the court. I say we get married. And I could be married. If I tell her meet me there at 1, I'll be married by 1:30. I have that option.
Right.
Women don't have that same option. You're liberated, but you're not in control of the marriage part. This man right here could be married tomorrow if he wanted to. So
Right.
him coming on this show is kind of like charity. He's giving some other people a chance. And you got the nerve to pop his balloon. He wore his best polo. And you're going to do that to him? It's both best crew neck. And you're going to do it, man. That's insane.
All these guys.
Let's see what happens.
Welcome in. What's your name?
Daniel, 47.
A few moments later.
Any final questions?
Let me see. Hold up.
The two of you before we determine if there's a match.
All these guys.
Welcome in. What's your
How
name?
is it doing?
Daniel, 47.
A few moments later.
Any final.
My name is Greg. I'm 44.
A few moments later.
All right. Any final questions between the two of you before we determine if there's a match?
I want to know, what's the most toxic thing you feel like you've done in a relationship?
I'm not a toxic person, so I've never done anything toxic before, but you're scaring me. So what's the
No,
most
that was the
toxic
answer
thing?
I was looking for. So
Oh, I'm like, what's the most toxic thing you've done?
I'm not toxic. I'm sweet.
Do you have a question for her?
Oh,
She's lying.
that's I'm nervous.
I mean, people get into toxic relationships all the time. That's how like a lot of men have like a lot of trauma. So that's why I feel it's hard to get into relationships. So if you were to be like, okay, look, I was young and I sat outside her house all night and, I noticed, booms are, whatever.
Oh,
not-
no.
It could be a whole lot of things, like,
No.
because I do feel like I'm not a toxic person. So if I ask if it's reasonable, but if it was some like real like toxic funny stuff, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not looking for a toxic relationship. I'm looking for something very healthy. I'm looking for a good future with, building with my partner, being happy, traveling the
Yeah.
world.
Makes
You
sense.
know what's crazy,
Being
boy?
matching pajamas.
What's crazy is that women will give you the answers to the test up front, and then later on will be confused about how such a low-life man was able to pass her test.
Right.
You're telling him what not to say up front.
Right.
You're supposed to learn a person. No one's going to just tell you that they did something hella toxic. Yeah, I put Nair in my girl's shampoo when I thought I seen a dude in her phone. No one's going to admit that up front. It takes time to learn that. That's women. They want instant gratification, instant information. That's not how it works in real life. It don't work.
And I'm gonna say this about her too. Her goal is not to, first of all, get married. Like she said, she wants to have fun and travel the world. So, like I said, you're
Looking for a sponsor.
you're looking for a sponsor. Like you're not like all of these questions, like all the stuff she's saying she's just saying to not sound like she's a bad person. What she really wants is a guy to fund her fantasies and her dreams. She has no plans of being a good wife. She has no plans, none of that. She plans on seeing the world off of this man's money. That's what she plans on doing.
Hey, there's a girl in LA, right, that everybody listens to on TikTok called LA Brittany. And she has this new thing where she says, never trust a man that he wants to be there when he's doing something for you. So if he takes you out to a nice restaurant, he's sitting there and he's eating too. He's also benefiting and he's taking you out. Never trust a man like that. If he goes on vacation with you, he's there too on the beach. That's a selfish man. Find a man that'll send you to the beach and pay for it by himself, and he'll pay for you to go eat by yourself. And that shit's spreading. You know what's crazy is that my homeboy used to knock her down. She used to live like two streets down for me. And my boy Sada, bro, used to knock it out. And he was like, she talks all this stuff on the internet, but in real life, she's not about that life. She's not even, she just talks. I'm
gonna be honest with you. I've rarely met a woman in my life that actually made a bold claim and actually stuck and her actions aligned with it. I've rarely seen a woman that's like, I'm not going for this, and this, and then her actions lined up with, I'm not going for this, and I don't think I've ever seen it.
Every woman I've ever met that told me all the things she wouldn't go for was literally all the things she was currently going for. Right. People say that, hey, women say that about me too. Oh, I would never deal with nobody that does this and this like Rico while they're dealing with me. So trust me, I know what you mean. I think I call them hypocrites. I'm like, y'all talk bad about other women and you're doing the exact same thing. It's crazy.
Let me see what she said.
That was my Christmas.
Hey, yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah. I like it.
So I'm gonna ask my final question now to the two of you. Is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for her?
Yes.
We got a match. I'll take the mic. Go ahead and get your lady. Make some noise for them ladies.
I'm mad at him though.
Yeah.
And I'm mad at him because now he may just be want to just, have fun with her. But there's no way that interaction made him want to pick her. Like, I don't believe that. There's no way he listened to what she said.
We've all had a woman like that just sat there and they try to psychoanalyze you and they be completely wrong. We've all dealt with that before. Yeah. That's exactly the kind of woman she is. She's sitting there asking you to tell me something toxic that you've done. Like that, I'll be honest. She looks good as hell, but she scares me. I would, don't get me wrong, I'd knock her down. One day, but I wouldn't spend 2 days with her. She scares me, especially when a woman works that hard on her looks, but not on her personality and her character. Because if that was the case, she would have been swooped up because she got the body. Body is one of the most important things. She has a small size, a nice shaped frame, and for her age, which is important. You don't see a lot of that all the time. She looked good in her little outfit. She was hella cute, but you could tell she's crazy. And you got to be worried about your, mental health. And a pretty picture would take you down the wrong path. That's why they tell you marry a 3. Don't marry a 10. Marry a woman that's a 3 or a 4. Don't aim for the sky because you'll hit the dome. You end up crashing into the firmament. Don't do that. Get you a woman that doesn't look as good as you, and then stick it out. But a woman that looks
I'm gonna say this. If this is what I believe. I believe this.
What's up, Willie?
If I meet a woman and let's say I'm being shallow in my picking. This is why the rating system 1 through 10. If I meet a woman and she's a 6, if she listens to me, I can get her to an 8. If she listens to me, I can get her to an 8. So like in my personal opinion, I don't need a woman that's a 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. If she's a 6, I can get her to go up if she listens to what I'm going to give her. I remember one young lady I was dating, and I gave her some slight things to do, just slight things, and it like drastically shot her up. I always say that when women leave me, they always end up getting married. But you know why they end up getting married? I'm gonna tell you why though. Because everything I tell them, they do it with the next guy. They don't do it with me because they're too upset with me. But the next guy, they do everything I told them to do. They do it with the next guy. And now I'm not saying it's gonna last. I'm not saying the marriage is gonna last. I'm saying they will at least get married.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I had a girlfriend that I got her breast implants and she was super bad. I mean, she was fine before that, but the breast implants made her look so good that she was like, I need to leave him. And we ended up breaking up probably like 5 months after she healed up. She was gone. And that's why I was like, the best I'll do now for a woman is get her teeth done. That's it. I'm not putting too much more money into that because your investment can go belly
the most.
Yeah, but your investment can go belly up. And I mean, like you said, if women listen to you, then if they listen in the first place, then you can keep them. But these women don't listen no more. They don't want to listen to a man. They don't want to listen to anybody. They don't listen to each other. They don't listen to their mothers. They don't listen to a pastor. They don't listen to doctors. They don't listen to nobody. These women are out of control. Insane. They listen to Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, though. That's what they will listen to. Everybody else, they're going to ignore.
And you know what's my boy Jarrell said, you don't want to marry anything over a 7. And listen, and I'm only saying this because to me, the beauty of it is you take somebody and you elevate them. So she goes from a 6 or a 7 to an 8 or a 9. But I'm gonna be honest with you, a woman that thinks that she looks good, like if she in her mind thinks that she looks good, she's going to be hell to deal with because she's already leveraging, she's already trying to leverage that in everything she's doing. Like, I'd rather have a woman that's like, thinks that she's a 6. I'd rather have that and then we build on that. I'm not saying I'm a 10. I'm just saying I'd rather have that than a woman that's coming saying that she's fine and she look good. And it's just, I ask everyone.
The thing is, a lot of women, they live off attention. Mm-hmm. If you do something that can increase their appeal, where they can get more attention, and they're addicted to attention. That's like why Pusha T said, never trust a woman that's in love with a camera, because she'll fuck you and turn around and fuck the janitor. Yeah. You know, look what happened to Diddy. He's a billionaire, and the women would go cheat on him with the valet. They didn't care. None of that matters. They just want attention.
Hold up. Tierra said, you both talking about looks. If she's over a 7 and a follower of Jesus, you better act on it. Listen, Tierra.
And they all claim to be followers of Jesus. I ain't never met one that said they followed the devil and be evil as hell.
Tierra, I'm telling you now, a 7 that's following Jesus, a 7 is maybe 1% of the population, less than 1%. A 9, an 8, 9, and 10 following Jesus, you got it. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'm just, because I've met so many women that say they believe in Jesus, they follow Jesus, and when you get to talking to them, there's a lot of worldly ideologies and doctrines that have been infused in what they believe as far as scripture. Listen, man, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
And then also, I mean, I think women are trained from young to just say whatever they think. Because, you know, society's hard on women. You know, when you're a woman, everything you do is judged, and they put women under microscopes. And so women are just trained to kind of want to stay in the favor of people around them and in their opinion. So they just say what they think you want to hear, and they pretend they're not being their own genuine self. So of course they're gonna claim to be a follower of Jesus. They all gonna claim to eat right. They all gonna claim to work out. Ain't never been to a gym. They're just trained to just say what they think people want to hear.
Yeah.
It's the crazy part. See, with men, you're going to have to put up or shut up. You can't brag about a bunch of stuff as a man and then you can't show it. No one's going to depend on that. No one's going to believe it. But with women, they can just claim stuff that you can't verify until it's too late. You won't know she's not a follower of Jesus for years until later in life, you know? So it's hard to even, you know, to figure that out too early with women. You can't, you don't never really know unless she wants you to know. I mean, nowadays we have social media now, so we can look at her history. But before social media, we men didn't know nothing about women. We've known more about women in the last 4 years than we have in the previous 400.
Oh no, I agree with that. I agree 1,000%. It's so we're in the information age. There's so much information
I never knew nothing about women until podcasts came out 2 years ago. And now women are, think about it. Why do you think all the strip clubs are empty? Why do you think men aren't going to clubs no more? Because women bragged about how they just trick us and they play us into buying them drinks, and how at strip clubs, they're not really struggling single mothers. They don't even have kids. They just be in there lying to us. So brothers ain't going to strip clubs no more. We're like, nah. Because we used to feel sorry for women. We don't feel sorry for women no more.
Hold on one second. Let me see if I can play this video.
Okay, little pink dress. I like little pink.
Stop for a moment. Let me tell you something. Every condition.
Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
My name is Eddie.
Eddie? Eddie, how old are you?
31.
Okay, 31. And Eddie, what you do?
So I'm in real estate. So I'm a 9 to 5. I'm a real estate asset manager. I also invest and own apartment complexes, and then I also do some consulting on the side.
Okay, all right. All right, so we did get a pop balloon. Let's go on over there, see why she ended up popping. All right, your name and age.
Shaylin, and I'm 30.
And Shaylin, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
I just wasn't attracted to you.
Damn.
No, she's someone that's your type.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Thank you.
She popped her balloon
A
because
few moments later.
All right.
She popped her balloon because she didn't think he had any swag. You know, that's all. It just was it was a swag issue. I can just
I
tell.
thought she was gonna say he looked like Shawn Wayans, so that's why she popped it.
Nah, she popped her balloon because he didn't fit the mold of and this is what I mean by women, right? So on this show, I've noticed that women oftentimes say not attractive, no chemistry, no this, that, and the third. But I'm like, all of your criteria that you have has never worked in the past because you're here single today.
Hey, you're at 100% failure rate right now.
It's 100% failure. So maybe if you do to think about it, they want Chris Brown to be Russell Wilson. It's never going to happen.
Never.
And I talk about the Bible even says two types of men. It's either he's wise or he's foolish. You're never going to get Chris Brown to be Russell Wilson, nor Russell Wilson to be Chris Brown. So you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to pick a guy that's out of your norm if you want a successful relationship, because what you all look at, the aesthetics, the way he talks, dress, all that stuff, it sounds good and seems good in the beginning, but it's never worked. Same with a guy picking a chick. You pick the same type of girl, same type of body, same type of attitude. It's never going to work. It's never going to work.
A lot of women think that they can mess with Futures, and then after Future's done with them, they can still go pull a Russell Westbrook. You can't do that. That's not realistic, because men, we don't care about your history. We don't care shit about nothing until you start talking about being serious. Then we got to do the whole facts. We got to check on your background. We got to look through all your social media. We got to see who you used to be with before me. If the gap between me and your ex is that wide, then I got to let you go, because there's no way you couldn't even keep him. So things are definitely not going to work with me. But also, you got to look at that. That's a part of a woman's history, and that matters. And women don't think that matters. They be like, oh, why do you want to know my body count? Why do you think? That's important. I need to know what kind of person you are. How long did your whole phase last? 10 years, and you're only 20 years, and you're only 30 years old? Like, I mean, that's, these are things that are important. And, people be popping these balloons like they got more options than they really do. That's in my opinion.
Jarrell said a solid 6 who has good character and will make a good wife and a mother will be a 10 in your eyes. And I agree with that. And see, the thing is, with a man, if a man loves you, you're going to be a 10. He don't need you to be a 10. He's not going to care. Like if a man actually loves you, he's not going to care about you being a 10. He's just not.
No,
like,
he's not
for you.
I was in love with an ugly girl for a long time. Hey, Blanche, ask Tiara if you said Russell's a simp and I don't want him or Chris. Okay, Tiara, give us an example of who you want. I bet you it's nobody. There is nobody. She doesn't want nobody. Let her tell it. I'll bet you. Ask her for an example of a good man that she wants. Let's see what she says.
Tiara, who's an example of a good man you want? I'm gonna play this clip and let you see you answer the question.
Go ahead and pontificate.
2 final ladies. Any questions for him? Yes. Okay, we'll start.
What point of your life did you realize that you needed God in your life?
I'd say probably younger, like when I was coming up, because I had a divorce. I came up as during a divorce, so I would say like that was really tough growing up. But God really helped me through that. Like praying and also having like a good church family. I think that having that good foundation is really important.
Yeah. So, what does it mean to you to be a man of God?
Okay, so for me, it's being in the Bible, praying, also having a good communication, with the Lord. If there's anything I'm going through, or if it's something I'm not going through, you still want to have that relationship.
Absolutely. So we've got our 2 ladies left. You got to know a bit about both of them, but it is now time to pop one of their balloon. Okay, so why was your balloon unpopped?
He's very attractive. I like what he had going on for himself, but I am glad he popped. They seem to be getting it in. I love it.
Okay.
So, but that's why you're very attractive. Everything you were saying was aligning with my values. So yeah.
Appreciate you.
Okay. So why'd you end up popping hers?
I would just say I connected with the other contestant more.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So let me have you scoot that way for me. Okay, Jordan, come on up here with us. All right, guys, up here, you only get one last question, okay? If you don't have one, that's okay as well.
I'm sorry if you already answered. Do you have kids?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So one question. So I live in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
Is distance a problem for you? I know you said you plan on relocating to Atlanta.
Yes.
That's about like 2 hours away.
Yeah, distance is not a problem for me at all. I've never been to Alabama and I don't know much about it. I don't think anybody knows much about it.
Yeah, you ain't missing nothing, by the way.
Yeah, so I'm not too fond on Alabama, but travel or distance is not an issue.
Okay, all right. Chunko, let me ask my final question then. Is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right here.
Hey, she hella cute with her little pink little self. Go ahead, baby. I like little pink.
But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though, right? I'm gonna say this.
I'm gonna say this.
She has a pierced septum, and I've spoken about this.
Yeah, she's a liberal.
That pierced septum, when it gets pierced, it releases a demon. I've never met a woman that had a pierced septum and she was not crazy. I'm not crazy. I've never seen it.
Hey, it was a crazy white woman screaming at the news camera this morning, lying about the ICE people arresting somebody, and she had that damn piercing.
Yeah, listen,
piercing
any woman that has that pierced septum, I've never seen one that wasn't crazy. Never.
I couldn't see it from here. It must be. Okay, maybe I can see it. I didn't even notice it at first. You're right.
To me, it's the most unattractive accessory a woman can. I've never met a guy that even likes it. I've never met a guy that likes them.
Never.
So Tiara said King David is her example of a man. King David.
she never met King David, so she don't know if she likes him or not. She don't know. He was dead about 2,000 years before she was born.
She's based it off of his attributes in the Bible.
Yeah.
So God said that King David was a man after his own heart. So that's the kind of man she wants.
Sure it is. We believe you, Tiara. We believe you. I believe you.
I think it's a good answer.
I don't believe nothing nobody say. People say one thing and do another. So if she says she likes King David, in real life, she likes Lil Boosie. That's what her ex-boyfriend is a Boosie or a trap star.
Tiara, no. No, I ain't doing my girl like that. No, I ain't doing Tiara.
No, I'm joking. I'm just saying girls like them trap dudes, man. They like the street dudes. And then, after kid number 3, they like, I need a good Russell Wilson. But I'm like, baby, you ain't Sierra. You can't get the Russell Wilson, which that whole situation is crazy to me too.
I have a prediction. Sierra gonna end up stringing him up though. She gonna end up stringing him up. I promise you, she gonna string him up.
You see it coming?
Listen, man. She gonna string him up.
She gonna write a tell-all book about the abuse.
Listen, man. She gonna get a divorce. She gonna take. I'm telling you, man. He just don't know. He don't know.
Bro, do you know what made me go on a complete campaign saying never marry an American woman or get married in America? Watching what happened to Iman Shumpert with Tiana Taylor, bro. It broke me. He doing Country Wayne skits now. I said they said she took so much in that divorce. Like he didn't even show up. Like he didn't even send a lawyer or nothing. He just didn't even show up for the hearing, and they gave her everything.
But here goes the problem, right? Here goes the problem. So Iman Shumpert gets married to Tiana Taylor, and you're having threesomes, you're doing all this stuff, and listen, I'm trying to tell people this all the time. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just telling people, like, listen, y'all think y'all gonna play with fire. It's not going to work. Think about it.
And you're right, Blanche. Hey, Blanche, if anybody knows, that what you're saying is correct, it's Rico.
You know. So what I'm saying is that
because that was my lifestyle. Yeah, that was my lifestyle. But I always knew that I could never marry any of these women or anything like that because, well, that's not how humans live. That's trying to reinvent the wheel, and that's a alternate lifestyle, and they don't work out. Life only works out in certain ways. A man and a woman, you can't be having multiple. That's not realistic, you know. And it always falls apart. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Absolutely right.
And people don't understand how you start something is how you're going to finish. So if you start a relationship and it's compromised, it's going to end compromised. It's because the foundation of it is compromise. People think they can start compromise, get it right in the middle, happily ever after. It doesn't work like that. Because if your relationship started out on the right foundation, y'all have probably never even been together. So the fact that y'all are together is the compromise. So yeah, it's crazy.
See, for me, I fell into that lifestyle because I went through like a mental breakdown. Because I remember one time I had a girlfriend and she wanted to be a detective one day, and she found all the other women I'm dating and she called them all, had everybody on like a group call. And I remember I was on a flight from Michigan to LA and I had a layover in Wisconsin. And I had no voicemails when I took off, but when I was in my layover, I got 26. And everybody sad and crying and mad. And I had to learn to I thought I was going to die. I was just so embarrassed and scared that all these good women were going to leave me. And when the smoke cleared, not one of them was willing to break up with me. So then I was like, well, then why was I doing all this lying in the first place? So I fell into the lifestyle because I just stopped. I got done telling women that I was single. I was like, look, I like girls who like girls. And next thing you know, you got 5 or 6 and they always with you because they know the truth.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, I took it to the extreme. Okay. You know, I'm not like suggesting everybody do what I do. I went extreme with it, you know, because I just didn't want to lie no more. I got tired of getting caught lying and all that. I got tired of it.
JV Chanel said, y'all don't find it odd that these men are always dating only the industry? Why do they always go for the women that are clearly passed around? The most recent one is Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, right?
I can tell you.
So most of these guys, you got to think about this too. Most of these guys are not really what we call go out there and get chicks. They're not. These guys are, most of them are lame. And so the industry woman is not really them picking the woman. The woman's choosing them. So when she just moves on, she puts herself in a surrounding to be like, so it ain't really these guys just dating those chicks. Those chicks are going from that guy to that guy because the chicks are the ones that are in control of this. It ain't the guys. The guys are lame. Trust me. These women are with this guy. Once she's done with him, once he's not going to pay anymore, once he's not going to take her out anymore, once he's not going to put her on that pedestal anymore, red carpets, trips, all that stuff, then what she going to do? She going to look adjacent. She going to look to the left or the right and see, well, will his friend do it? Will this guy do it? Will his ex-teammate do it? So it ain't really the guys, trust me. But it's easier for the guys because think about it. Have y'all ever talked to these guys, these athletes, these entertainers? Have y'all ever sit down and talk with them? Are you actually really impressed with the conversation? Like if they weren't an athlete or whoever, would you really want to date them? Probably not. I mean, without the money, without the fame, you're not gonna really want to date these guys, and these guys know it. So it's a lot easier to date some woman in the industry because she knows you, you know her, you know the similar people. The ice is already broken. You know she getting down. Come on.
But then also people don't realize that the pool is a lot smaller. You can only deal with certain women that are already in your circle. You can't just go pull outside women in because for one thing, these women already know what to expect. They understand your schedule. Men the way it works is you're supposed to make up for what another person lacks. So if this man has a lot of money, then he needs a woman that has a lot of time. So she don't got nothing going on. He doesn't need a woman that's working or that's got a business because then she's going to be busy. Yeah. Exactly. So she's going to be busy. You need a woman that's available. How many women look that good or just full-time available for you that can just fly around and can be here when you call them? That's very rare. So there's only a certain group of women that are actually in these circles And once your friend break up with her, now the other brothers, because she's already around, it's not like they can just go meet somebody else. Then women outside these circles, they don't know how to keep secrets. So they'll write, like, again, they'll write a book about you. They'll do a show about you. They'll get on the internet and slam you and ruin your reputation. And you kind of got to go with women that are vetted. You knew the last 3 dudes she was with wasn't shit. She never said nothing about them.
Right.
And
they bragged about her. And they bragged about it. So she's her resume is impeccable.
Exactly.
Jarrell said because they are verified and safe to sleep with, they are paranoid about getting taken to the woodshed. And that's what Rico just said. And it's true because that entertainment industry circle is very small. It's very small. It's a niche market. And most people, like Rico said, if a guy has he's a multi-millionaire, his money, he has the time. She doesn't, because she has to work. So how many women are willing to cash out their career to date an athlete or entertainer? Like, I don't know very many that probably would want to take that risk, but some might. But a real career woman's not going to do it. Like, she's not going to go through school, invest in her career, and move up to just cash all in for a guy that might want to marry her, that you know what I'm saying, that might want to be. She's not going to do it. So,
and then also, you got to understand, these women, only certain women even need to get married. If you understand that men cheat and you can live with that, that's when you're ready to be somebody's wife. If as soon as you catch the man wanting to have sex with somebody else, you want to destroy and break up the family, you're not ready for marriage. These women know these men have other women and they're okay with that. Every woman is not going to be okay with that or be able to live with that. So you're not even ready for a man like that if you're still going to care that he still has attraction to other women. Just because you get married doesn't mean your penis falls off. That motherfucker still work, okay? And, new vagina, no matter how much you're in love with your wife, it's always going to be appealing to you until you're about 90. Well, how old was Bill Cosby when he cut all them girls off? Like 80-something? That's how long it's going to be until...
He ain't cut no women off. He's still Cosby cut. But look, Quay said, I became a realtor and the only men that check for me are contractors. Yeah, because that's the industry. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, you're around the contractors. That's what you. So again, I guess these men are around the groupies. They're around the gold diggers. They're around the thoughts. They're like, this is what they are around. And so,
guilty. I'm guilty of that. Think about it. I do events. I have a business, but I like to be out. I like to throw stuff and host stuff. Yeah. And I'm like a socialite back in California, in my circle. And those are the women you meet. And that's when I realized, like, damn, I'm only dealing with women that are unemployed. 100% of the women I date, not one of them have ever had a job. And I'm just now realizing, like, and that's what, but think about it. It's 4:00 in the morning. We still love partying. Obviously, she's not getting up to be responsible at 8 o'clock. Right. So I'm kind of creating my own worst enemy because I'm complaining about it later. So, but you only can date women that are in certain industries and certain lifestyles because it matches yours, and then I got enough money for both of us. So you don't have to work really. And luckily you already don't work. So they're looking for men. That's why they're in the after hours. They want to know what brothers can stay up all night and still can afford to live. So that's why you meet a lot of good women at the after hours because she's available. She parties and she's not going to judge you and say, oh, you're up all night drinking. You should be doing this. And we kind of look for that sometimes too. We look for women that are not going to judge us.
Simulated student said you might be kind of toxic.
Man, you know what? I've been called worse, so I'll take toxic.
But I'm going to say this, Rico. I'm going to ask you a question if I get to the next video. So my question is, in all of your experiences and what you've done, how can I say this? What would you do differently?
What would I do differently? I'll be honest with you, Blanche. I've had such an incredible run. I've done so well. And I've got to, be with some of the baddest women I've ever met on earth. Celebrities, singers, different worlds. And I got to do so much, bro. I'll be honest. I wouldn't change anything. When I was a little kid, I would see a guy that was kind of like me and be like, that dude is so fucking cool. And I think I'm cool. And honestly, and then, it's not just me. The people that know me, like the people that are in my life, like the other people around me, that's what they say about me when I'm not around. And I kind of like that. I think that's how you can tell who you are, because what do people say about you when you're not in the room?
Right.
And that's the kind of, and when I hear those conversations, I'm like, you know what? That means I did something right. Now, I wasn't perfect. There were times where, I had to make hard decisions and cut people off. I think I stayed with certain people that were horribly toxic. I stayed with them too long because I was shallow. She was real good looking and she used to beat me up. And I was like, man, it's hard to let this girl look this good. It's hard to let her go because if nothing, they gonna get her. But I'm thinking I shouldn't be letting nobody beat my ass whenever she get drunk. So I think that was one relationship. I used to get beat up.
So out of all your interaction with women, what you wouldn't change nothing.
I'll be honest. I wish I would have started being honest sooner. I didn't start being honest until 2010. That was the first time I told a woman the truth. And I remember when I was talking to her on the phone and my hands were sweating and I couldn't even speak because I was so nervous to tell her the truth. And I couldn't, and I wish I would have found out sooner that you don't got to lie to women for them to like you. Like women will lie to you and say, oh, I don't like men like this. And you'll listen to that and believe them. And then you'll be scared to tell them that I'm just like the person you said you don't like. Because in real life, that's what they really like. They're not going to tell you that. So I wish I would have stopped listening to women earlier. And I wish I would have started being honest sooner.
So
all my problems went away.
Another question is, do you think you'll ever get married?
Not in the United States. When I go down to Colombia, I meet a woman I want to marry every time. So I'm probably going to get married on my next trip or the trip after that. I'll probably get married. She'll never come to the United States. I'll never bring her here, but I'll be married when I go down there, because I'm going to want to have kids, and I'm going to need to be married with kids, obviously. So I'm going to have to marry one of them and have kids with her, but they'll never know what it feels like to stand on American soil. That won't happen.
Okay. I got a video here of Stephen A. Smith. I want to slide this clip in real quick because I want to hear what he has to say about
I'm gonna hit you with how Oprah does it, because she say your first name real quiet and stare at you.
Yeah, Stephen. Yes.
If you know so much about marriage,
yeah,
why have you never been married?
Because I didn't know how to act.
This is in the book. Your fault.
It's totally my fault. Totally my fault. It's not anybody's fault but mine. I was on the road over 200 days out of the year. I'm not going to be faithful being on the road 200 days out of the year.
You can.
I know.
You can make that choice.
No.
Just because you.
I didn't say you can. I didn't say you can. I said me.
Me, exactly.
I could not be on the road as much as I'm on the road all of those years and honor a relationship. I know how to treat a woman very well. My mother and my 4 sisters raised me very much. And I'm one of those guys that call it a blessing or a curse. 90% of my living relatives are women. Like St. Thomas, Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, upstate, the whole bit, Florida, Carolinas. I got relatives all over the place. Most of them are female. So I've been surrounded by females all my life. And you get to know what the do's and don'ts, what the wants and don't wants are, and all of this other stuff. That's a given. And there's a level of treatment that I'm never going to go lower than. So in that regard, I'm good. But when I was on the road for 200 days out of the year, man, and this is the part that men don't reveal that much, but I will. When you get older, you grow up, and it's like you don't need it no more. You don't need it no more. So you don't chase. That's entirely different than when it's handed to you on a silver platter. Yep. And you don't have to work for it. That doesn't mean you can't say no. It certainly doesn't mean that you don't say no. What it does mean is that it's harder.
I think that's a fair point that Stephen A. is making right now.
Okay, before he goes in, what you think about what he said?
You know what? I think that's another issue too. I grew up around all boys. My mom had 8 sisters and they all had at least 3 sons apiece. So my whole world has basically just been me and all my boy cousins. There's no girls around for us to be like, oh, women and women. This is a bunch of boys, a bunch of dudes, So Maybe that's another thing that changed my behavior. But you know what it is? When I was younger, growing up, every time somebody was going through a divorce or upset, it was always because the man was cheating. I never wanted to be nobody's cheating ass husband. I just didn't. I never wanted nobody breaking down and blaming me for all their life's problems because you were such a bad person and you wasted my time and you married me and you lied to me and you cheated. Because to cheat requires lying. I don't have the capacity to lie that it takes to even be married. All my married friends are only still married because of what the person they're with doesn't know.
Right.
And I'm too vocal. I tell the truth about everything now. Ever since my mental breakdown that I was telling you about earlier, when all that lying caught up with me, I can't lie anymore. That's why I said, if you ask me a question now, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I tell everybody the truth, because once you get into the habit of lying, you can't stop. So I just have to be blanket, open, honest about every single thing. I don't have the capacity it takes to lie that it'll take to stay in a marriage. Because a lot of marriage requires, cloak and dagger, a lot of secrets, a lot of stuff that the other person can't find out. My married friends, when they wife walk in the room, like, shh. Like, remember how Mike Epps said, as soon as his wife leaves, nigga, where the hoes at? Nigga, where the hoes? I can't be him. I can't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Stimulated student said, no wonder he's so soft. Talk about Stephen A. Smith.
He grew up around women.
And
then, if you listen to women, you're going to be soft.
And then Tierra says, that's the problem. No valiant men in his life. And I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say about Stephen A. About any man. So in my opinion, right, how I've been with women is how I've been my whole life. So before I was Free Blanche, I was the same way, meaning that I didn't have to have a certain position, certain status, certain amount of money, certain amount of anything to behave a certain way with women. I've never been like a simp type of person that was like trying to crash out for women. I've never been that type of person.
I did once.
No, I'm not. I mean, it happens to me. It happens, but I'm saying, but I feel like Stephen A. His story wasn't like that. I feel like Stephen A. was the guy that was like he kind of morphed into what he is like on this couch.
He never had women until he got money. Let's just be honest.
Okay, yeah. So that's what. So my point is that so his perspective.
Yeah, I had women, but I had more women when I was broke.
I agree.
When people find out you got money, like I gotta lie to women and tell them we're at my Airbnb, and they're like, "Do you know how much it costs to have the same Airbnb for years?" They're like, "You must not. This must not be an Airbnb." And you got to worry about people thinking that because the money will make people start doing weird stuff, acting strange towards you. So you got to make it seem like you're a simple guy. You got to dumb yourself down. But for men like Stephen A. Smith, they never had women until they got money. And he probably didn't start making good money until his 40s. So he's new. He's new to women. He's new to all this, And he travels with the athletes. So he lives like an athlete.
Right.
And he's on the road. I mean, you can't really get married if you're on the road unless your wife is with you, So
do you recommend your wife coming with you?
Absolutely. There's no way of you guys got to be together all the time, every day. And if it's the woman that you get tired of being with her sometimes, she's not a good person for you to be with. Because I know men that pull up into their driveway, they just sit in the car for like 2 hours before they go into the house. And that's torture. But men are so loyal, we're not willing to sacrifice our own families just for our own personal happiness. See, women have sacrificed their family for their happiness. Men won't do that. We won't do that. We'll just stick it out because it's the right thing to do. And unfortunately, I can't live that kind of torture. I like to be able to just walk away. I don't even want to argue. I leave. I tell people our first argument is our last. It's a wrap after that. Because there's just so many women out here. You can just go meet, especially I live in Houston. There's women everywhere. At the gas station, at the store, at the mall, on the street. I mean, they're just falling out the sky. It's raining women everywhere you go. And then and all the men are gay. So there's nothing but women everywhere.
So I'm going to say this, right? The problem, I feel like, if you're on the road 200 days out of the year, 200 days out of the year, maybe your wife can go with you half of those days. I think every day, because Stimulated Student mentioned Doug Christie. Doug Christie's wife went with him everywhere, and they still got divorced.
Well, and think about it. Isn't that's Chris Webber's daughter? That's not even Chrissy's. That's not even Doug Chrissy's biological.
Well, I mean, Webber said that's not true. Webber said that's not true.
Man, that girl look like C Webb, boy.
He said it's not true. He said stop saying that. I'm telling you what that's out the horse's mouth. He said stop saying that.
You tell that nigga to call me and tell me to stop. As far as I'm concerned, when those rumors come up, you got to think about it. These women living think about it. They're a part of the circle. Think about it. The Kardashian mom, what's her name? Kris Kardashian, whatever. She was messing with OJ too. She was messing with the husband that works all day. You ain't at work with your husband all day. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. You can't just give a woman a bunch of money and no responsibilities and expect her not to want to basically go do whatever she wants to do.
She was she was cheating with actually Bruce Jenner. Take it back. She's messing with another guy. She admitted it. She messing with another guy. Then she started messing with. She cheated on her husband with at least 2 dudes. If we add OJ, that's 3. So we know 3. So we know 3 guys that she cheated with. But again,
her husband's a boy. You can't take your wife to court with you. What you gonna do?
Yeah, but these men married these women though. I got to put on y'all. Listen, man. How you meet these?
Blanche. You know who the most ideal woman to marry in the United States is?
Who?
An Amish woman. So I'm about to join that Amish Anonymous website and see what's happening. Because if you think about it, that's what all these men say they want. They want a woman that dresses modest, doesn't want to go nowhere, stays home, takes care of kids, don't want to look good for nobody but her. The only 2 cultures that do that is the Amish and the Islam. Because I done been to an Islamic country before. All you see is men on the street. You never see women because the women are at home. They don't go out in public, So I mean, and that's what you ask American men, what do you want? Yeah, we like girls that look good, like the one in the pink from the Papa Balloon, but we only want to marry somebody that's Amish. We expect you to stay Amish. As soon as you get married, you stop looking good for anybody but me. You stay home, you take care of kids, you give up everything. And that's just not realistic. That's why I said America is not made for that no more. It's just not a part of the culture.
So, another question. So do you think it's possible to find, hold on, somebody student made a comment I want to highlight. He says, as I got older, I stopped approaching women so flippantly because I was afraid they liked me. I'm gonna be honest with him on this one, and you too. I noticed that it is actually a burden when women start liking you, especially if you don't like them, because you have to now acknowledge that they like you. So you got to you can't really.
Bro,
it's a tough spot to be in because you're like, I don't want to hurt her feelings. I don't want to.
Bro, listen, I got stalkers that are like my fans because I used to do a show back in 2009, 2010. I was on this show, whatever. And I have fans from back then that whenever I do events there at all my events, they comment on every post. And you really can't run from them because they'll find you. I remember one girl, I blocked her on everything because she commented too much. And she found me on Words with Friends and started messaging me on there. I said, you know what? I might just unblock her. They not going nowhere. They're not, you can't run from your fans. And it's not like another man's about to come take these women and take her off the market. These women are going to be single indefinitely. Somebody will come along to sleep with her for a little while, and he might got to run a little game because he's not good looking. So he has to promise her he's going to marry her so she'll sleep with him. Right. But even after he sleeps with her, he's going to leave her alone for somebody else. I mean, that's just, so these women are not going to go nowhere. There might be gaps where they disappear for 2 or 3 months because a dude was wasting her time, and then she comes back. I mean, that's just how it goes, unfortunately, and I mean, I feel bad because some of these are good women, but I don't know how good they really are because their expectations are extremely high. They're not realistic. And I'm like, well, what happened to the last man? How'd you lose him? I'm
going to say this. Women don't have high expectations. They have high verbal expectations. Their actual, what they do in actual real life, their actions are very low standard because of what they tolerate. And so I've noticed that, again, when women list what a man has to be, you can go and disregard the whole list because there's a guy right now that she's in love with that don't meet none of the criteria. So I don't I don't even listen to it. I don't even listen to none of it. I don't listen to it. I say I'm going to allow her actions to tell me whether or not she is a godly woman. But
I mean, I'll be honest, even if you go to the church, I feel like a lot of those women I've met that go to church all of a sudden, they're in there scamming, trying to sucker some man into thinking she's a good woman.
Listen, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. And I don't disagree. I
don't even meet women at church no more because that's them just scamming. That's them pretending to be somebody that they're not, hoping they're going to meet a guy that'll fall for it because regular men in the public are just walking away from them. I mean, I know so many women and they all tell me that the guys are just walking away from them. And then they're going to other countries. Like when I was in Colombia a few weeks ago, I met a couple of American women who were just down there spying and wondering where are all the men who won't date them in the US. And they're like, they're all coming down here. And these women are beautiful. And these women are literally out here wondering, they're like, well, this is where all the men are going because they have boyfriends in the States that broke up with them and just started coming down here to South America. So, I mean, the women are having a rough go at it. You know, they're
but I'm going to say this though, right? Before I get into this story right here, I'm going to say this. Women don't have a rough go. What women can do is easily fixable. I'm going to say this right now. Women are not struggling because men don't want to marry them or they don't want to be with them. I'm talking to American women. The American modern Western woman is not struggling because men don't want them. They are struggling because men know that there is another type of woman out there. He knows there's another woman that's going to be submissive, that's going to be a good mother, that's going to make it about him. It's like they know that. So these American women have to make a decision. Do I want to be married or do I not? If I want to be married, then guess what? I have to abandon all my years of feminism. I have to abandon all of my female heroes. I have to cut the TV off. I have to get off social media. Like there are ways for these women to still win. The problem is these women don't want to change, but they want the men to be traditional. These women want to remain modern and free and hear me roar. They want all of that, but they want the man to be like he's from 1930, which is insane to me. And so guess what? These women cannot compete with a woman that is culturally raised to put a man first. You're not going to beat her. You just not.
And Blanche, imagine calling yourself the provider for an ex-stripper. Like you're not going to feel right about taking care of a retired 304. You're just not going to feel good about yourself, or you're going to be an embarrassment. Your friends are going to laugh at you because they all used to see your girlfriend naked. Like it's not going to work out. And like I said, you're right. It's not because men don't want to marry them. It's because they can't compete with women who are raised to be a certain way. And it's starting to catch up to them now. And I don't really know what the solution is. The culture over here is so anti-man, anti-relationship, anti-family that I don't think and women are followers naturally. So whatever the television tells women to do, they do. I saw a girl wearing a t-shirt the other day that said, "Girl, dump him." She could barely get a boyfriend. You want her to dump the one dude willing to date? Listen, all my friends that go to other countries, as soon as they come back to the US, they no longer pop bottles in the club. They no longer want to go out. They no longer want to date women over here. They just work. And then they save up their money and then they go to another country. They don't even want to participate. That's why the strip clubs are empty. That's why there's no money in these other industries. Even me, when I came back to the States, I said, I don't ever want to date nobody over here. I don't want to argue. I don't have to do all that in these other countries. Over here in the States, you got a lot of issues and drama. I don't want that no more. I just want peace. So that makes it way harder because we have so many options. Women in America only have American men to choose from. American men, we have 190 goddamn countries to choose from. It's a big difference.
And I'm gonna tell you what a simulated student said. Y'all better stop playing with these women's hearts and minds. You're ruining someone's potential wife, at least. At worst, you're ruining someone's daughter. That's another thing too. That's another thing. Another thing is too, responsibility of a man, even in this dating market. If you're not feeling the woman, just let her go, because more times than not, she's probably going to be more drawn to you than you are to her, just because this is how it works. Like Kanye West says, 1,000 you is only one of me. So it's kind of be that same thing. And so Somebody assumes is 1,000% correct. Also, he said, I've seen single old men. It isn't pretty. That's not how you want to end up. Listen to me.
Man, that's not correct. You can still be single as an old man, and you could have been married. You could be single at 80 and been married all the way up till you're 79. It can still happen. You can end up long. You can still end up old and single.
That's true. I mean, that's true. I mean, that's true.
I've seen that a lot. Like, I have a friend of mine. He's going through a divorce now. He's 40. He's been with her 15 years. And now he has to try to figure out how to live alone and take care of himself and still pay alimony and child support. So that right there, it's like you might as well just stay living alone if you're going to have to end up being alone in the future anyway. Like, that means that the whole marriage was just a waste of money and time. And you got yourself 3 new bills. Like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
So my Figgy says, in the words of Kevin Samuels, both of y'all are the poster boys for get a dog and die alone. Well, I'm gonna say this, right? I don't
get a cat for if you're a cat lady, get a cat.
I'm gonna say this, right? I give women hope. I tell women that y'all can have what y'all want if you just change your mindset and your actions. You can easily win. Like listen,
I give them zero hope. I have no hope.
You get zero hope. Listen, but Rico, it's not hard. It's not hard. All you gotta do is be a good woman. It's not difficult. You don't have to.
That's hard. That's hard.
You're not passing the bar exam. That's not hard.
No, Blanche, being a good woman today in December 2025, but you were a bad woman in December 2019, your history is still there. He's gonna find out that you used to be bad. And because you used to be bad,
hold on. Now, listen to this now. Now, this conversation is full of estrogen and feminism. Be lying that God created men to be. Now, this is the problem. This is one of the problems that I'm going to highlight. This is the problem with modern women right here. This is the problem. Now,
gay when they don't like what you're saying. Yeah, I know.
Now, if I ask this person to articulate what is feminism in the conversation and what is estrogen, they're not going to be able to do it. If you play back this conversation, I literally just said women don't have it hard. All they got to do is just be a good woman. It's simple. It ain't difficult. And I've also said,
but you know what? For these women, what they consider a real man is a man who is silent and who's a walking ATM machine. That's what they consider a real man. Because remember, they say man in the old days never complained. He never said nothing to Big Mama. She could have outside kids. She could do everything she want. And he still paid the bills and said, I'm going to still be a good man. I'm not your granddaddy. Fuck that. I'm not doing all that. I'm not a walking ATM.
Men back in those days literally had whole separate families. So I don't want to hear.
My grandmother had 3 out. She was married to this man all these years. 3 of her middle kids are not even from him. And she tells them, don't ask me who your real dad is. Because I was popping it back then. I said, Grandma, what are you doing? And that's the thing. He still stayed around. My grandma, my step friend, he still stayed around. You know why? Because she was real. My grandmother was real pretty. And he was real shallow. He left his other family for her. He had kids and my grandmother made him cut his whole other family off. We never even knew he had other kids until we were grown. I'm telling you, bro.
Hold on. Stimulated student said, women are following the men. The men are weak. Men don't follow God. Women are godless. Paul said that women are the glory of men and men are the glory of God. And so this is another problem I see too. And I just talked about it the other day. The problem is, Rico, is that men are weak. And I'm going to tell you why. Once a man says, you said this, I'm going to endure something just because she looks good or to have access to a woman, that's going to be the fall of society, because the man has to set a standard and say, I don't care what she got, I'm not deviating off of this. And then she's supposed to adhere to what he's got going on. But most of these men today, because we got social media and men are more stimulated now because men have access to all kinds of women on social Instagram, they watching porn, men are overly stimulated.
You can slide in anybody's DM. Oh.
So because that's the case, it's actually made men weak. Whereas back in the day, the girl in the village, that was the girl in the village. That's what your choice was, the girl in the village. That's it.
Or the girl who you went to high school with. Remember, the girls, only women you had exposure to were women within a 15-mile radius of where you grew up at. And women, think about it. Women got men in other countries trying to holler at them and sell them dreams, and they believe it. And in her mind, her value gets raised every time a fake internet fan is promising her the world on the internet. And then they try to apply it to real life. And then they think other men aren't measuring up. But it's just that other men are not going to BS you and blow smoke like other guys will. I won't tell you all the things I can do for you. I'll talk to you about what we can do together. And that's why other men always sound more appealing than me at first, because I'll tell her the only thing I can do for you is tell you the truth. But he's over there talking about, I'm going to buy you a Benz, a Ferrari, and a Lambo, and he's lying. Now, after he smashes, after a couple of months, you find out he's lying. Then you want to come back to Big Rico because the truth is all you were asking from that other guy. You were like, man, I wish I could just hear the truth. And Rico offered you that. That's why they always come back to me. See, I have people don't realize, people think my social media is just me being a freak and partying all the time. It's not that. I'm telling a story of my story, and I post it online so people can see the progress. These are all women that left me at one time and dissed me for some other guy just to get played, and they all come back. That's why you see my exes hanging out with my new girl, because there's nowhere else for my exes to go. It's not like there's just tons of available men, not of means and not that are like trying to do something that are fun. All these dudes are lying and sneaking too because they're weak. I'm the only person I know that's strong enough to tell them the truth, because I'm not afraid of losing women. I've understood that. I understand that now. You have to get used to replacing women. You can't just think that, oh man, I'm gonna lose her, I got to keep her. No, you have to make it a habit. You can't just get too lazy. You got to make sure you're always in a position where you can keep meeting new people, because these women are going to leave because there's too much stimulation for them on the internet, for example, of other men promising in the world. You want to know, there was a story I read about a woman who divorced her husband because multiple bots
Hold on, Rico, because somebody's getting irritated by what you're saying. Now, again, so my question for you are, do you think you're hurt by women?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I love women.
Do you think you're traumatized by women?
No, not at all.
Because Figgy seems to think. Now, I would love for her to tell me what I've said that says that I'm sounding like wounded women. I don't know what. I don't know if I've said that. I'm
not even dissing women. I'm really talking about how I perceive what I discern from looking at reality. And in reality, women are easily manipulated by other men. I'm not willing to manipulate her, so I'm going to lose to other men 100% of the time. So I'm just talking about the fact that I won't go through all the motions of making a bunch of promises that I can't keep. So other men are always going to be appealing to me.
Because again, hold up. Let me just go back.
Yeah, these kind of conversations get a little spicy, Blanche, bro, and people don't want to have them. I'm glad we could talk about this, you know. And it's necessary.
I just want somebody to articulate what is being said, to say that what has been said that says that anybody is blaming women or hurt by women. I just want to know one thing that's been said. I really want to know. And again, I'm gonna say this again. These men are picking these women. And so at the end of the day, as a man, it's your job to vet the woman. If you lower your standards for the woman, it's going to be a problem. So this is for any guy picking a woman. If you have non-negotiables, you have to keep them. Now, it may mean that you're going to be single for longer, but you got to keep them, because the moment you lower your standards for a woman, it's going to cost you in the end. I'm trying to figure out, how does that sound wounded? And I've never said that a man had to leave the country to get a wife. I said that American women are not finished because they're just finished. It's easy to be a good woman. All you got to do is find you a man that you respect and you're going to honor and put him first. You're going to win. It's just that simple. This ain't rocket science. This ain't the bar exam. I'm not applying for NASA. This is simply, all you have to do is be a good woman and you're going to win. So, and that's simple, because you know what being a good woman is. You know what it is, and we all know what it is. Like we know what being a good man is. So it's simple. I don't believe that American women are cooked. I don't think they cook.
No. But listen, let me tell you why. Did you see that story that was, I think it was on Dateline. It was about this woman who left her husband at 50 years old, divorced him because there was like 10 bots that she found out were actually fake accounts from Korea that were love bombing her, and they convinced her that she should get a divorce so they could be together. Internet, like basically catfishing her. And then when she traced, because she was giving them money and everything, and she traced them back to like this scammer group in like another country. And I keep telling women, you think there's a lot of men who want you, that are in love with you, that'll take you. Those are all fake internet bots. Those are not real people. Those are internet people. In real life, people talk like Rico. The internet's going to tell you all this other BS. And women just believe it, and they don't even question it. They don't think that they don't think like it's too good to be true. They believe in all the nonsense. And that's why everybody's eventually going to leave Rico. I'm never going to think I'm perfect. I always say this. They're 100% of the time, somebody eventually is going to leave me. That's another problem with me getting married. Someone's always going to leave me because I just don't say what everybody wants to hear. So because of that,
why are they going to leave you though?
Because I won't say what they want to hear. Another man's going to say promises and sweet nothings to you. I have no choice but to be honest with you. So honesty is, people want what sounds good. They don't want what is real. They want what sounds great. You know, it's like, do you want the inconvenient truth or the sweet lie? People going to choose the sweet lie every time. So women are going to leave me. Another man's going to come back into their life, send them a message. They leave, and then they always come back because it was always based on BS. It happens every time. Every single time. That's been my experience. So because of that, I don't even waste my time getting too into people or believing this and that, because I can't compete with these men who are willing to lie to you and promise you BS that's not true. I had a girl break up with me and tell me she's going to leave me because this other guy promised to buy her a Benz truck, and he promised to buy her a boat. I bump into her 3 months later. No Benz truck, no boat. The dude done smashed and he done dipped. And she was so embarrassed that she did not want to come back and tell me what had happened. Even though I told her ahead of time that was probably going to happen. Because if he was that good and that generous of a man, he would still have the previous women he was with before he met you. He'd be so bombarded with women, he wouldn't even have time for you to begin with. And women don't even want to think about that. And because of that, I kind of I'm like, man, they're cooked. They're cooked because men have figured out the cheat code. Promise her a bunch of stuff and you don't got to make good on it. I've used to do that. I'll be honest. I've done that in the past. I remember one time I wanted to sleep with this girl so bad that I was like, look, in the morning, I need to put my Range Rover in your name. So we're going to get up and go to the DMV. She's like, okay, cool. I'm going to come back in the morning. I said, nah, traffic's going to be heavy. You should just stay the night. Then we go to the DMV together in the morning. And then in the morning, I was like, I had my cousin call me and say that there was an emergency and I got to go. Somebody got shot. And then I had to whisk her out of the house and ghost her. But it was that important because she was that bad. But I don't do that no more. That's old Rico, okay? New Rico don't lie. Rico doesn't lie. I don't lie about nothing. But back then, boy, I had a bridge to sell everybody. So I understand how men think. I used to be like that. I'm just not like that anymore. But women fall for that.
But you would agree that a lot of these guys out here are trash, though.
That's why they have to lie, because they're trash. Yeah. If they told you the truth about them, you wouldn't deal with them. Right. That's why women, think about it. A dude can lie to a woman and she'll still go to his homeboy's house and let him smash on the living room floor. He doesn't even have a bed. But in your head, like it's like any other scam. 50% of it is the person scamming you. The other 50% is you convincing yourself that they're not scamming you. I see it all the time. And I haven't met any women that were like able to figure that out. So I feel like they're going to always just keep, if a 50-year-old woman is divorcing her husband because of internet bots, then I'm cooked because my wife goes again, and I'm going to say this too.
When I see guys and they have bad stories with women, I blame the guy because I know somewhere in the beginning you compromised. You saw something and you knew, but you gave it a pass. You made a concession. You did something because either the way she looked, the way she threw it back, whatever. You said, I'm going to let these things slide because of this. And I'm telling you, it's always going to come back. That's why I say you might as well get all out in the open in the beginning. Listen, these are my standards. Y'all can go or you can not go, whatever, but this is it. So it's my way.
But you know what I do? I tell women, if you want to date me, this is what you got to do. I only have one requirement. You got to follow my Instagram page, my personal one. You got to follow me for at least 2 weeks. And if in 2 weeks you still want to date me, we could talk. But
That's
in 2
great.
weeks, you're gonna know more than you ever knew about any man you've ever dated in your life. And you know that, Blanche. See, these other people don't understand. I put it all out there, everything.
Yeah, I don't even watch his. I don't even watch his. I don't even watch his other page.
I don't even watch my own content though.
Yeah, I don't even look at that. I'm like, man, it's out of control.
But it's real.
Hold on. Rico was right. I used to tell chicks I was dealing with that nobody cares about your feelings but me. The crazy part is like, this is what women don't understand. Like, I actually care about these women, and they always go. I said, I'm telling you now, I care about you. I'm telling you, and they gotta learn the hard way.
Man, bro, you know why? I tell people women are children. Just like, it's like a child that you have to take care of them. You got to feed them. You got to guide them. You got to protect them. They're children, and children also make bad decisions. If you let a child eat ice cream all day, they'll do it. You got to put safeguards up there. You got to protect women from themselves. And that's just such a responsibility that after, I went through my last breakup with the girl that used to beat me up, I haven't moved another woman into my house ever since. I got these big ass houses. I do not move anybody in no more because it's just too much of a responsibility. Like my ex, she would drink too much. And people be like, Rico, why are you letting her? And I'm like, she's an adult. I can't stop her. And she got a mean left hook. She's punching on me. I'm getting beat up. I can't stop her.
That's so wild to me, man. Oh my goodness. Mystic Philly says, facts, Blanche, has happened to me in the past, giving way too many passes like I was a damn quarterback. I listen. Every time I've deviated from my standard, it's always into the tragic. It's always in the bad. So are you there, Figgy? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so can you elaborate on, I'm gonna go to the comments you made because I want you to articulate.
Bonjour, Figgy.
Bonjour. I don't speak French though.
Oh.
But I am from Canada.
You're a fake Canadian.
You don't live in Montreal? You live in Toronto?
I live in Niagara Falls, actually.
Oh, you're by Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. I used to live in Toronto. I used to live in Woodbridge, so.
You lived in where? Woodbridge, you said?
Woodbridge, yeah, right outside Toronto.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it used to be in the Italian area. Now it's Iraqi. Yeah, I used to live there.
Man,
listen. That's not the right comment, though. That wasn't the right comment.
Let's get to these comments. Forget the small talk. I was talking about Toronto, Iraqis, and Matt. Listen, man, you two should hook up. I need you to articulate this comment.
That's a joke. That's just a jab. But like the earlier comment that I made when I said that these are all the same talking points that wounded women use when they're speaking about men. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you guys are wounded, and I'm not calling you women, but I'm just saying all these talking points, even like, I'm sorry, but it's really sad when you say a woman has to follow my Instagram 2 weeks before, like all these rules. This is like what women do.
But listen, in my experience, women don't know enough about the men they're choosing. Look at me. I'm saying she needs to know more. See, I don't want a woman to only be with me because of what she doesn't know. I'd rather her leave me. I don't want her to be with me because of what she doesn't know. I'd rather her leave me because of what she does know. That's manipulation, in my opinion. So no, I want you to follow my page and you can see everything I do in my regular life. And if you still like me, then we can talk. But what if there's some deal breakers in my behavior? I'd rather you know that up front before we date. That's me being transparent. Why do y'all reject honesty and transparency? You should welcome it. You should want to put me on a t-shirt and wear me around the city and say, look at him, the honest guy I met, Rico. He told me the truth up front. You should be happy to, and say, but instead you want me to lie to you too.
No.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
No, I understand. I understand your talking points. Like, actually, I commend you for not lying anymore, because it's true. Like, you can just, I mean, we're all adults. I mean, when you're under 18, by all means, like you're basically ruled by adults anyway. So I can understand, I give passes to people under 18 who lie. But once you're an adult, like live your truth. Who cares? And be bold-faced about it, and people will accept it anyway. So I commend you for doing that.
Well, it's not that easy, because if nobody likes you, because if nobody likes the real you, then no one's going to sleep with you, which will affect your bottom line. So as a man, sometimes you got to fake it until you make it, is what the term is. And you got to project and pretend to be somebody that you're not, so women will like you. And then by the time she finds out that you're faking it, you've already smashed, and you can move on and, to the next conquest, which is unfortunate. That's how it is. But in my situation, I like to keep people around. So I just rather them know everything up front, all the bad stuff. See, most people aren't going to tell you the bad things about them up front because they're worried about losing you. I lead with the bad stuff. I tell people up front, I got to tell people I like girls that like girls. That's like the baddest thing, because that means that it's not going to be just me and you, because I can't go back to cheating. I can't do it. I won't ever go back to being a liar and a cheater. I will never go back. So I have to be upfront about those things. And you'll be surprised how many women are actually into women too. I'm not getting people saying, oh no, I'm strictly, it happens 1 out of every 100 women to be like, oh no, I'm not doing that. 1 out of every 100. Excuse me. Other than that, I get people in my DMs every night asking if they can go out with me. There was women, the girl that I went out with last night and her friend slid in my DM the day before. And I was like, yeah, y'all can come out to me. I got a table here. It's fun. I like women.
So I got a question, Rico. So I guess my question is, when do you think it's gonna get old?
Whatever age Bill Cosby was when he stopped paying them girls. Bill Cosby is is my barometer. So whatever age that his wee stopped working and he was like, I'm not paying y'all no more, that's the exact same day it's gonna get old for me. Like not even a minute earlier, not a week. It's literally that exact same day. And then I'm gonna say, you know what, I need to get married. And then I'm gonna find me a little wife that's more so a caregiver. That's why men in their 80s, they marry women in their 50s that are Asian, so they can take care of you and wipe your butt and stuff. I was like, I can't wipe my own butt. I'm 80. So you got to get you a little Asian wife, preferably from the Philippines or Vietnam, Cambodia, and she'll wipe your butt when you're 80. But until 80, it's up.
Because you're lazy, you don't want to put in the work.
It's up until I'm 80. It's
because you're lazy and you don't want to put in the work.
It's up. It's on until I'm 80. It's on. You ever heard Donkey Kong? It's on like Donkey Kong until I'm 80. I made the decision because I've seen other people and it never works. It never works because what it takes to keep a woman happy, I can't do. I cannot lie. One of my really good friends just took pictures for Christmas with his girl and their newborn baby. The nigga be hoeing. All types of hoeing. I can't do what he does. Go home, go do all that stuff, take a shower, go home and lay with my wife. I can't do it. I don't have the capacity to lie and to argue. And, and she knows what's going on and she ridicule. I don't have it in me. I don't have that in me no more. I lost that. I can't do it. I got to just live my truth full time. And the sacrifice is I'm not going to be in a long-term relationship with anybody unless they can just tolerate me. And it's not easy to tolerate being with somebody like me. I mean, there's some good things about me.
Miss Goldie had a question. She asked, have you ever prayed about this? Okay, here goes my thing, Rico. Here's my thing.
I prayed to become me. I like who I am.
Hold on, time out. Hold on, Rico, hold on. Let me ask you. So, okay, I'm thinking about like, when I was out there, doing my, just being whatever, you start getting
in your worldly days.
But I'm saying you start getting to a point where it's like, I mean, what is this? I mean, yeah, but you keep, it's like, you just keep going. I'm like, okay, now, there has to be something more to life than just.
The thing is this, somebody asked me the other day, she said, Rico, it doesn't get old. You're not bored. And I looked at her crazy as hell. And I said, whoever gets bored with being happy? I like being happy. Women make me happy. New women make me happy. Listening to women lie makes me happy. listening to women get mad and leave me alone, and then their friend sneaks behind her back and double crosses her to hit me up makes me happy. This shit is fun as hell, bro. It never gets old being happy. You know what gets old? Watching Netflix, sitting on the couch, eating, sitting around eating. Y'all just go out to eat every day until you die from the food. Women want you to go eat all the goddamn time. I don't want to eat that much.
So I got a question, right? Well, I got a kind of a statement.
Netflix.
So you know how your life right now, you're like, I'm happy. Right? I'm happy. But do you think you could be happy with another life?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I don't know. I'm from LA. Men here never grow up. You know, you'll be a 60-year-old kid. Men in LA never grow up. You shave the grays off and you put on some Jordans and you just keep going. You keep going. Like, we never grow up. So it's like the other, I know what the other life entails, right? It requires me to watch TV and to sit with her and go on trips with her. And basically you go out to eat with her 3 or 4 times a day, because that's all you do in relationships is eat. That's all people do when they're together. They go eat. Okay, I don't want to eat that damn much. I don't. Okay, and it costs a lot of money for food. It's expensive.
Okay. So Figgy, does he still sound like a wounded woman?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Actually, I'm starting to think that women sound more like men listening to him talk.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this, right? You know, Rico, how you remember the Matrix, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, remember the Matrix when you're actually in the Matrix living your regular life. You know, you work in a job, you live, but then you actually go into the real world and you on that ship. Now, initially, the ship is like a bad life because it's like, you know, it's you on the ship, you in the sewer tunnel,
raggedy clothes, terrible
raggedy
food.
clothes, you eating oatmeal every day, you running from sentinels. It's like a very, you're not happy, right? You're free, but you're not happy.
You're free, but you're not happy. Yeah.
You're free, but you're not happy. But eventually, though, you become happy with that life because why? You got a different purpose and you're trying to save people in the Matrix. So I'm just saying to you that maybe
I have a balance, right? Yeah. Yes. During the day, I work, and during my work hours, I'm a professional. I do everything that I'm supposed to do as a business person. At night is a vacation. Every night I take a vacation. But me doing now think about it, I got a YouTube show. My audience is growing every day. I do all these news articles. I've actually taken a step back from partying and having fun so that I could literally talk to people, be coherent and not be hungover all the time and exhausted. Okay. And now I'm doing it. And I'm actually, and there are people that appreciate my work. They like watching my content, and I'm able to speak to people like how we're talking right now. And I think this is a different life. No, think about it, Blanche. You see my personal life. This does not even seem like anything that would ever be in my trajectory. This wouldn't even seem like I would have anything that I would ever be doing anything like this. But it's a different type of lifestyle, and I'm actually embracing it more. And like I said, you know, all the partying and stuff, it's fun, but full time all the time. I mean, it's like every day is a celebration. Maybe I shouldn't be celebrating every day. Maybe I should be. That's why I'm doing, I'm doing videos and stuff. It's Saturday night and I'm not even about to get dressed to go out. I'm gonna literally stay here. I got like 5 news articles I'm gonna go over tonight. I'm not even going out to party. I partied last night, but not tonight.
Well, I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say this. I believe that when you find your purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's when life becomes fun. You actually become happy. And I think that the problem is that we're not in our purpose. And so we pick other things to fulfill that void of not being in our purpose. So I did it for years, women having fun, living a life, all these good things. And so I'm just saying, I think that what we think is happiness and fun is only because that's what we are exposing ourselves to. And you know what I mean? Like there's a flip side to there's a flip side to the life you have, the life I have. It's a flip side to it. I'm just saying that there's going to come a point in time for all men where you're going to hit that fork in the road where nothing is going to satisfy you. Not the women, I'm telling you, not the women, not the life, none of that's you're going to be like, something is missing, something, and it's going to be a fork in the road, and you're going to choose God over here, and your life on this.
Yeah. No, the thing is, Blanche, you're absolutely right. But for me, life's not about satisfaction. Like we know women always ask me, they're like, oh, does this make you happy? And I always have to tell them that a man's life's never been about being happy. We sacrifice our happiness for our women and for our children. Women and children are supposed to be happy. Men live a very rough and hard life, an existence of basically you're just a workhorse supporting other people. That's all a man is meant to do. I kind of came to that fork in the road, and I decided that I did not want to be just a workhorse taking care of people, that other people, and no one worried about me. That's it. It was just me, and everybody depends on me. I pay everybody's bills. Everybody lives with me, and I enabled people for years because I was lucky. I'm a smart dude, so I came into money and success with different things very young. And I used to think to myself, to whom much is given, much is required. God gave this to me. He wants me to do for others. And what I did was I made others weak because they didn't have to do anything. They depended on me. Everything was about just trying to figure out how to use me and milk me. So nowadays, I kind of just take care of me. I do what I want to do for me. I'm not necessarily worried about being satisfied. I'm more so worried about being consistent. And I have been very consistent with my behavior, with what I do and how I do things. I work a lot. And because I work so much, I try to enjoy myself when I can because stuff can get stressful. But at least I don't got to wake up next to stress anymore. And another person where it's a roll of the dice, what kind of mood they're going to be in the next day, that was too much of a risk for me. So that's why I decided to opt out of it. I just pulled out.
So I have a question.
Sure.
So you said that to whom much is given, that much more is required, right? You quote the Bible. Mm-hmm. And so let's just say that God, for argument's sake, that God blessed you with the ability to be financially successful at a young age. So let's agree that God gave you that gift, right? God said, okay, you got a power. Now, my question is, if God gave you that gift, then this is hindsight being 2020. If God gave that to you, do you think that what you're currently doing is honoring that gift that God gave you?
It just depends. I mean, personally, I think God likes entertainment, and I think God watches my life. I think God watches my life to get a kick. God watches my life the reason we watch comedies. And he thinks God thinks this shit is funny. So God is somewhere right now with his sandals kicked up, watching Rico's highlights like this nigga's crazy. And I think God is.
Listen, Rico, I love you, man.
I love you, bro.
I can assure you that God is not amused. Based on what I've seen, man, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Blanche, you're God for all I know, because you're probably one of the smartest people on the internet, and you're modest about it. So I don't even know if you're even a real. You could be God himself, just wasting your time talking to me. So that's why I'm like, I appreciate it, and I do take all your advice. I listen to you. I share your. Again, they blocked me again from sharing your. I tried to repost some of your videos today. They won't let me do it. I don't know why they keep blocking me, but whatever.
Rico, you have no children, do you?
None that are under my name.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you.
How come you never procreated?
I have.
Oh, you have procreated. So you do have children.
They're just not under my name. Yeah.
What does that mean?
They were kids by that were women that were cheating on a husband, and when the kid was born, the husband I guess assumes it was his, or he's financially responsible because he's married to her, and I don't have any say so at that point.
So you got another man's wife.
They're just not under my name,
You got another man's wife pregnant, is what you're saying?
Good at lying. I'm sorry. I'm just telling her.
Out of control.
She asked. I didn't know what to tell. I couldn't lie. I mean, I don't want to lie to her. Me and Figgy just met. I told you.
Is that real?
Get to know me.
Is that real? Like you got another man's wife pregnant? Is that real, or are you joking?
No, it's real. What do you mean? A lot of men get a lot of man's pregnant. You don't know she's married. These women are spoiled. They got a husband that works and pays all the bills, and she has nothing else to do besides cheat.
See, and hold up 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Figgy. And this is what happens, right? So what happens is, this is why you never mess with married women or married men, period, because it destroys your idea of marriage. Because you can't even look at a marriage the same, because you out here with a person that is doing the most god awful things to their spouse.
My Lord. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I mean, listen, there were times, listen, I would be dealing with a woman for a year, 2 years, never knew she was married. But then I have a girlfriend, and then the girls are talking for 5 minutes, and they rush in the room. Rico, that's somebody's wife. And I guess because maybe I don't ask enough questions, or I'm not nosy enough, and I'm just more so a friend. So I don't really get into people's personal business. They just hit me up when they want to hang out or they want to go out or something. I'm just a friend. But then you find out people are married, and now they're pregnant, and but they're married. So you don't consider, you don't know. But I mean, then you're like, man, that's like Big Rico, because that other dude looked like El DeBarge, and I don't look like a DeBarge. I look like Rico. So
Rico, listen, man, listen to me. Just hear me out real quick. You can read the screen too. Rico.
Stimulated students is always cool. I like stimulated.
Rico, you have to know. I mean, we gotta just. You have to know that you're gonna pay for that. I'm sorry. You gonna pay for.
I probably will.
You gonna pay for. You gonna pay for that.
The only way I can pay for it is if I get married and somebody starts smashing my wife.
I don't know. No, it ain't. Listen,
or something. Yeah, that can happen.
Listen, reaping and sowing ain't
beating the odds right now, though.
Hold up. Listen, reaping and sowing ain't tit for tat. It ain't tit for tat. Hold on.
But Blanche, if I don't know that you're married, how's that on me? I don't know. All I know is what you tell me.
Listen, Rico, listen.
I'm a victim if you think about it. If you really think about it, I'm the victim.
Listen, Rico, 3 times in my life, 2 times in my life, one time.
Don't say that stimulated, because now me and Figgy, because she real pretty in her little picture, and I'm shallow, and I don't want to. I'm trying to avoid this. I wish she didn't even put her little pretty picture up, looking sideways in the camera, like, who you think you is?
I don't know why she put that picture up.
Don't be looking at the camera like that, Figgy. Just like that. Don't be doing. Don't be trying to
my face. What am I supposed to do with my face?
Get you a new face.
Get me a new face.
Some fat on it.
Listen, I have a question though. I have a question. So how long have you guys known each other? Like
5 years.
Do you guys know each other?
Well, Blanche was a light in a dark tunnel during the lockdown. He was one of the first people he was helping people guide themselves to safety. And that's how I stumbled upon Blanche. And then he brought me on live in 2020, I believe, like August, September. I was actually still in California, and I was noticing that they're letting you talk crazy about white people. And I'm like, it's starting to get weird that it's obvious. Like, you couldn't even say racist stuff at all. Now, all of a sudden, you can just say anything you want about one particular group only. You can't talk about white Jews, you only talk about white Americans. And I was like, it seems like they're building up like an army of certain people, and they're like radicalizing them against one group. And I was like, it was like a weird thing. And I talked to Blanche about it, and he brought me on this show, and we couldn't talk about the scamdemic. We couldn't talk about vaccines. We couldn't talk about none of that, or they will nuke you. So we were having it. He brought me on one day because I had some opinions, and he actually was the first person ever platform me. And I appreciate it. And I always follow him. Actually, I got thousands of videos of his that are saved because I always share them with other people, because a lot of his takes and everything he says is brilliant. His outlook is brilliant. So I always listen to him, and I always appreciate it. And that's why I'm glad he even brought me up here to talk. And, I think this is great. This might be the last time he platforms you. You know what? I have a platform. I mean, even if it was, I have a platform. So I platform myself every day. That's the thing.
Let me say this, man. Listen, y'all. I like Rico. Rico is like a younger brother of mine. I like Rico, And I don't, and I don't think that Rico is beyond redemption. I don't. I've known him for about 5 years, so I know that he's very smart. He's very, trust me, he's out of control. He's talking crazy, but Rico got some sense. He really does. And I honestly believe in my heart that he's going to propel into a different direction. I promise you. That's my belief.
I see it coming. You're right, Blanche, because the world I'm going into now, it seems like eventually something's going to catch on, and then I'm gonna have more responsibilities. So I'm not going to be able to do all this other worldly stuff anyway. And in this new life, I'm probably going to have to be a stable person. You got to think about it. People like me eventually go into politics. I remember like years ago, my ex-girlfriend said the world should be thankful that you don't have an interest in politics. And I didn't. But now the world has a problem because, well, they locked down my city and I couldn't go out and have fun anymore. And then they injected all my friends with poison and gave everybody I know cancer. So now I have to probably throw my hat in the ring because, well, there's only one Trump. So who's going to come up and who's going to be next? So that's where I'm probably going to have to come in, and then I'm not going to be able to do all this fun stuff, and life's going to be boring. But it's a responsibility I have to society, because if I do have kids, I'd want them to at least live in a country that has a resemblance of what I grew up in. I grew up in a beautiful place in California. California wasn't the hellhole it is today. When I was a kid, it was a beautiful state. We had beautiful people. The politics, the gas prices were good. Politics were nowhere near as extreme as they are now. And I lost my home and I had to evacuate California. I'm a refugee. So because of that, I have to probably throw my hat in the ring. And the thing is, I do these videos and I do all this content so that in the future, when people want to know about the person they're voting for, we don't have to do any interviews. You can literally just go through my record of work on the internet, and any questions you have, I have different videos answering all of them already. So, it's kind of, so of course, so Blanche is right. He's just thinking a little bit further ahead than everybody else. But I understand what Blanche is saying, and I agree with him. He's right.
Tierra, what is Rico is Cali straight? Most people can't understand. I don't know what that means.
No, he's saying like that I sound like I'm from California, which is true. I mean, California people, Blanche, you're from California.
Yeah.
We're different. It's just, growing up marooned. Because see, think about it. California is there. We don't have any other big cities until you get to Texas. The rest of that is just flyover country. Vegas doesn't really count. San Diego doesn't count. Oakland's a different state. That's Northern California. I'm closer to Phoenix than I am to Oakland in California if I'm in LA. So being from California, we're kind of separated. We're not like, if you're on the Eastern Seaboard, you can go to big cities just driving for 2 or 3 hours. You're in all these other big cities. We don't have that luxury. So we're kind of just stuck by ourselves in this echo chamber, and we don't know anything about the rest of the outside country. We don't even understand what it means to be an American. So you kind of develop you have your own personality in California because you're so disconnected. You're not really a part of nothing. So yeah, I understand what they mean.
Do you live in the Heights?
No, in Houston?
Yeah.
No, I live in the Galleria. I live in Tanglewood in the Galleria. So I'm on Chimney Rock and San Felipe. So I'm like a mile from the Galleria Mall. I walk my dogs to the mall every day.
So Figgy, do you have any advice for Club Rico?
I just don't think he's being real right now. I think he's just being sensational because we're all on here. Because I heard him talk, was it yesterday you guys were on? I can't remember. But I was thoroughly impressed with the wisdom. But like now it's just I'm just disappointed as all hell.
Well,
but
the thing is, you can, it's my business life is together. My personal life is in shambles. So I don't really focus enough. Maybe I should focus more on my personal life, but I don't because, that's not necessarily my priority. My priority is going outward. I'm not really focused on the inward stuff just because I kind of like who I am. Some people don't like who they are. I really enjoy myself. I enjoy my results. I adopt animals. I enjoy my rescues. Y'all might not like me. My rescue dogs think I'm the best thing since sliced bread. So I hang out with them.
Get a dog and die alone.
Yeah, I got 3 of them. One of them's right here asleep. The other 2 in the other room. And
but again, I'm gonna just say this right now. I'm gonna just say this. So none of us are really finished products, and I think Rico is growing. I honestly think that once he starts getting into
can I answer this question from JV Chanel?
Go ahead.
Just to be honest with you, every city has the highest HIV rates now because anyone who took the vaccine will now test positive for HIV. So your numbers are going to be skewed. That's why that you're going to see that statistic with any city. They can say that about any city, but they only say it about certain cities because they want you to come in to get tested. But when they're testing you for something is when they're also giving you something. You got to understand who your target demographic is. They always say that about black cities because the goal is to inject black people with substances that are going to eventually sterilize you and cause you to have cancer and other issues with your body. Like I said, I remember living in LA and there used to be the HIV van, but the only people that were scared about catching HIV were gay people. And guess who they used to give HIV to when they went to go get tested for it? That's all came out. Those vans were funded by these churches that literally hate gay people. And they also hate black people. So you got to understand, there's none of this is about curing or saving anyone. You got to keep that in mind. But and then also
I think they were making a comment because they're talking about your sexual escapades. I think they're talking about you being careful with your sexual escapades.
Oh yeah, no, it's you don't get HIV from having sex with women. Blanche, Blanche, tell them, Blanche.
Yeah, but listen, I don't want to encourage the people. Listen, I don't want to encourage premarital sex.
Blanche, is that something that would be passed from women to men? No.
They said from women to men is almost impossible. From men to men is the most. If you look it up right now, the majority of the cases are from men to men. That's like 98% of the cases.
Now this is just as good as God Himself telling you. So
a doctor had told me once that it's actually quite hard to get AIDS. There's a lot of, I can understand men to men because it does involve like having a cut and stuff like that.
Some doctors say that, but the truth is nobody knows.
No, they're not supposed to say that. He said that in secret.
The truth is the AIDS virus has never even been isolated and proven to exist. See, this is the secret to the medical industry, right? What you do is you falsely diagnose people with magical diseases, and then you charge them for the treatment. And then after they charge you a lot of money, they can say, oh, look, you're cured. You don't have it anymore. But it's really easy to say you don't have something no more that you never had to begin with. Keep in mind, you're just taking somebody's word for this. You don't know any of it. And it's a practice. That's why it's called medical practice. You don't know if what these people are telling you are even true. So you don't even know if the treatment is real. You look at how Magic Johnson, they said, he didn't take the retrovirus drugs that killed everybody in the 80s. He took a simple immunosystem therapy and he stayed alive because it's the treatment that kills you, not the disease. Think about it. What kills you, cancer or chemo? You're not asking the right questions. And that's unfortunate because a lot of our family members who we know better, we don't think to say anything to them and inform them because we don't want to say we know more than the doctors. But what do these doctors even know? Who wrote their curriculum? Pharmaceutical companies, because they want to put you on drugs, not because they want to heal you. Think about it. Was my mechanic happy when I bought a Tesla? No, because he can't work on it anymore because there's no engine. The doctors only make money when you're sick. They don't make money when you're in good health. You got to consider the source of your information, which a lot of people don't. So, yeah, I mean, we all think we know somebody that got it from some. We don't know these people's sexual history. We don't know if they were taking injections. You don't know when they got tested for it. Think about it. People were letting people shove Q-tips that were 15 inches long up into their brain to test for a disease that had a 99.996 recovery rate.
That's crazy.
Think about what we're doing here. They were letting people talk about, we're going to test you for something by shoving a Q-tip up your nose to your brain. You cannot blindly keep trusting these hospitals and these fake physicians. Remember, they'll tell these doctors, if you tell people to not take the vaccine, that's killer now that they're putting a black label on. If you threaten to not tell people to take it, they were considering taking away your medical license 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
A person who's under the gun and can lose their livelihood if they don't comply, you can't trust, because they're going to tell you whatever somebody who's controlling them tells them to tell you, not what's best for you.
So I guess my question is, do you think you're at high risk based on your extracurricular life?
No.
Okay. Because that's the question now. You think you're at high risk?
No.
Okay.
No, I'd be dead by now if I was.
Figgy, you think he's at high risk, Figgy?
I'd be dead by now.
Of course. Well, wait a second. No, I don't even think you're that sexual. But what you guys were saying earlier before you brought me up.
Figgy, listen to me, Figgy, listen to me. If you go to his personal account, I don't even watch it. I'm just telling you. If you go to his personal Instagram, your mind is you're going to be like, what? How is this page even up?
Hey, Blanche, you know what's funny? Who's the other brother, the other smart brother that be on the show?
Hold on. My sister started following him just off of me, and she hit me up like, what in the world is going on?
What's his page? Let me look.
Yeah, look at her. She want to. Oh my God! Look, women are just women are.
I want to understand the bird of the feather while you're flocking together. So let me see this page.
Figgy, it's a guilty pleasure. You're going to end up liking me. I do not suggest you follow me.
Probably not.
You'll end up liking, bro. People, I'm likable. I do that on purpose. I'm likable. I like people. So, and then next thing you know, you'll be flying out here. And then next thing you know, we're out somewhere.
No.
We're eating dinner.
Hey, hold up. We just watched Balloon Pop. Y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it.
You know who kicked it with me one time? Who? What's old girl? Not propaganda fluent. She's another influencer on here. Oh man, and she lives on.
Hold on, what happened to propaganda fluent?
I don't know, but she was fine though. But I don't know. She had
great content. I don't know what happened to
content, and she was a nice person. She was in California, also in LA, but then she just kind of stopped. She had a great platform. I used to love watching
great platform, man. She had a great name. She could have got rich off of that propaganda fluent.
I don't know why she stopped. I mean, because there's so much propaganda and her dissecting propaganda. But no, who's our other friend? It's a girl. She's like African. She pulled up on me one time, and she pulled up on me in Houston.
African?
She's African, and she's also one of your. I think you brought her on before. She has her own platform.
Did she live in Austin?
No. She lives in Connecticut. What's her name is
she's Somalian, right? Or Ethiopian?
She's like Somalian, yeah.
Pretty Liddy.
Pretty Liddy. Yeah, she pulled up on me in Houston. And and that's the thing, like, people think it's a game. They said they don't. No, she was good people, bro. Liddy is cool as hell. I love Liddy, but I haven't seen her doing a lot of stuff either.
I haven't either.
I don't know, man. People, what did I say, Blanche? I'm more concerned about being consistent than anything else. You got to stay consistent. As a man, you got to pick something. Being consistent is important. Yeah, I might sound wild, but at least I'm consistent. If you go back years, you're going to see the same consistency, the same behavior. And I mean, it's, you got to do it also what works for you. But yeah, like eventually, because I have all these different suggestions and I'm looking for things to be a certain way, but I'm not able to talk people into doing it. So I figure I'm going to have to do it myself. That's why I make content now, because I would see certain people And Blanche is the only person I probably like enjoy all of his stuff. A lot of other people, I feel like they're missing the mark. So I said, instead of me complaining to them and telling them what to do shows about, I'll just do the shows. And that way I can't complain about nothing. It's kind of like the saying, don't complain, change. If you want to see some change in something, do it yourself. Don't depend on everybody else to go out here and make the world better for you. You have to make the world better for you and yours. You have to get out here and be the change that you want to see. And people don't know that it's as easy as just doing it. I'm a doer. I don't even talk. I just went out and bought me a Shure microphone, a mixer, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to start talking and just making. And then I went from sitting up here and it'll be a zero for how many people are watching. Now it's like hundreds of people on my live when I'm watching. And I'm like, I remember it used to just be zero. And I'm sitting there like, I'm talking to myself. It kind of felt like I was on Twitter. But you know, you have to keep going, and hopefully it'll resonate with some people, your perspective, your points. And you know, but like Blanche is right. If my life gets more serious, I start doing more serious things, then of course my behavior and my I guess my opinions about, you know, marriage, that's going to change, because I'm gonna have to be because I'm a conservative already, just not with the wife and children, but I'll have to be more traditional if you're going to fall into those roles. So Blanche is right. CRA stimulated, bro. You know what? I hope so. What
You
if,
guys are so ridiculous. Oh my God.
let me tell you, I used to be in love,
Child's play.
in love with this girl. I didn't even know her real name. I just called her the Canadian, because
Oh my God.
Canadian women are so sweet. They're so nice. They're very soft. They're not like, they're nothing like
I think Tiggy's from Buffalo. Buffalo.
I'm from a small town in the just outside Toronto, actually.
Okay, so she's by the T. She's by the 66666.
T dot.
So you a Drake fan? Nah, never mind. No
I
person.
am actually.
Sorry.
Drake, I used to do events, and Drake would come out and support my events back before he got really big, but around the time he's starting to get big.
I used to go to Caravana, so I used to go to all the Drake events and all the Drake parties at Club Music and all the white party. I used to go to all that at Caravana. I used to go to all that stuff in Toronto. Toronto's a beautiful city for 2 months, and the rest of the years is freezing cold.
Toronto, I'm gonna say this about Toronto, right? Toronto, y'all say Toronto, but Toronto it might be the best city on earth, like Rico said, for 2 months. When I tell you the women in Toronto is insane. Like the amount of beautiful women there is it is insane. Like it's not even real. Like you're like, what in the world?
Yes, everybody exotic living in Toronto. You're like, what the hell is the most beautiful? Because you know why? It's a lot of East African, a lot of Caribbean, a lot of people who skip over the United States. They go to Canada because they don't want to come to the U.S. You know, so a lot of people they can't get a green card to come to the U.S., so they go to Canada, and then it'll be women from Cape Verde and all these other islands that come to the camp. Man, I'm talking about the talent in Toronto is insane.
Somebody mentioned it being clean. I remember
it is a very clean.
It was on a Sunday. It was a Sunday, and there was a garbage man, but he was like picking up trash individually off the street. Like I'm talking about like individual trash off the street on Sunday. I was like, this is crazy. I love Toronto for 2 months. Like you said,
in Houston, in my neighborhood, in my area of Houston, in the Galleria, very clean, very beautiful, very nice. I love Texas. I love it. But I'm in Arizona at the moment. I'm in Scottsdale. Scottsdale is a nice city, but it's more like a resort city. You know, it's kind of like a resort town, but I mean, it's really clean here. I like clean places, so that's probably why I like Canada. You know,
Phoenix is clean though. Yeah, Phoenix is a clean city. Phoenix is clean.
Nah, it's the hood now. Phoenix is the hood. Huh? Phoenix is the hood. I don't go nowhere near Phoenix. I stay right here in Scottsdale in the Old Town. I don't go nowhere near Phoenix. It's the hood.
How about Tempe?
Tempe is the ASU. This school city. Tempe, they just rebuilt it all.
You went to ASU?
I went to ASU. Yeah, Tempe.
I went to ASU.
What year?
2000.
Yeah, I was out there. I was there, 2005.
Okay.
6. Yeah, I was in ASU. Yeah, my first house I ever bought was in Phoenix on 107th and Indian School, 107th Avenue.
Okay, all
I
right.
used to live on the west side. You know, I used to live on the west side in Phoenix when I was a kid. Yeah. When I first left LA, I came to live with my aunt for a couple years. So I came to Arizona because, you know, you getting in trouble in LA, gang banging and all that. So had to go, they had to send me to Arizona with my auntie.
That's what's up, man.
Man, bro, this has been a good convo, Blanche. I appreciate it. You know, listening to Figgy, sounding like a little phone sex operator that retired. I like that. I like it. You know, I like it, you know. But that's that. You know, that's like that soft women, nice women, feminine. But you got to think about it. Women understand.
Well, Rico, you only are meeting. Listen,
Stop, Blanche, stop hating. You're always hating.
You only meeting her on this StreamYard app. You don't know.
Real life, she's real life. She's wild.
We don't know, Rico. We don't know.
We get catfish. I get catfish all the time.
I get catfish.
I've been tilapia. I done been to swordfish. I done been all kinds. I done been through it. So you know, you're right. There. It could be just a ruse for the entertainment. Somebody's talking about Houston. Houston is not filthy. What part of Houston do y'all live in? It's nice. In this, I don't know the other parts of Houston. I don't go to the 3rd ward. I don't go to 5th ward. I don't be over in the hoods. I live in the nice area. Yeah, I live over here with the nice folks, with the clear folks. I'm not over there in the hood. I'm not with Pimp C and Paul Wall, and I'm not at Trillburger. I don't hang out over there. Okay, the closest I'll go is Urban Social. And that's it. I'll go to some other spots over here in the Galleria, but I don't. It's beautiful in this part of Houston. It is gorgeous. It's the nicest city. The police are nice. The people are nice. Texas is a different environment. I'm from California, and it's a completely different type of human than a Californian. So that's why we always say, "Don't California my Texas." You don't want those California problems.
Right.
And we are problem people, unfortunately, Californians.
So, Figgy, before you go, you have any advice for or anything you want to part with our friend Rico Limbaugh?
No, just, you know, he's gonna get a dog. He already got the dog, so he's just gonna die alone. Poor guy.
Everybody's gonna die alone. Unless you do a murder-suicide, everybody's gonna die alone. Everybody's
But
gonna
it's
die
nice
alone.
talking to you guys, and thanks for bringing me up. I wish it was a little deeper instead of these superficial conversations and you hating on me, Blanche, as usual. But next time.
Okay, yeah, I promise. Next time, Figgy, we're gonna get deep because I'm gonna interview stimulated students because he has like a bunch of great content as well. He don't get any credit for it, but he does excellent content as well. Yeah, I'm gonna bring you up again, Figgy, and we can have a more deep conversation.
Beautiful. I don't know how to exit out of here, so if you could
I'm gonna get you up out of here. Don't worry, I'm gonna get you up out of here.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right.
Man, hey, you know what? This is the thing. Okay, somebody said, run, Rico. She's insane. This is the thing about women. Women are clever. Women understand that if you want to get somebody's attention, you don't compliment them, you insult them. Just like Cardi B. It could be a million people in her comments talking about, girl, you look so good. As soon as somebody say, why your head so goddamn big and why you look like you stink? Now she want to make a comment and she focuses on the one insult because that's who's going to get the attention. And that person understands that. So I think she was just throwing out those comments because she wanted us to be like, hold up, what's that mean? And then boom, now she's the center of attraction. Yeah. Now we all are talking to her. It's what's it, like, misdirection? I forgot what the term is for that. Yeah.
She tricked me. She tricked me.
Yeah, nah, she got it. Somebody said dying. Oh, Stimulator said dying alone isn't an issue. Living alone is. You know, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather just pay actors to be around my deathbed. You don't even got to be fans and friendly. I'd rather just pay some really good actors to fill up the room when I'm on my deathbed, and they can all just be paid to pretend like they're sad and they got all these fake memories of us. I mean, everything's fake anyway. So why not just pay actors to be at your deathbed? Why does it actually have to be your actual kids and your cousins and people that are mad at you, trying to divide up your estate. I'd rather just pay people to be there. That sounds like a smarter way to deal with it. I'd rather just, instead of depending on people, because you could do stuff for people for 20 years. You get sick and they'll be nowhere to be found.
Right.
So you might as well have just saved your money and just pay some actors when you're sick, or just pay a maid, or like I said before, get you a Vietnamese caregiver and marry her when you're 80 and then she's 50, and then boom, you have somebody. You ever notice you see a bunch of old men with Asian women? They crack the code. I'm giving y'all free game here. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's free game.
I mean, this thing went from balloon pop to I don't know what it's morphed into, but hopefully hopefully a seed's been planted. I think that Rico, you are on your way, and I just want to just encourage you to look at another side of life. I know your life is great now. I'm not saying it's not. It's wonderful and fun and happy now, but I think it can be even better on the other side.
You know what? And I agree. I just said I was going to get married, just not in the country, because I feel like the environment here, it destroys the minds of women. Women don't understand. It's not that these women don't qualify. It's just that the culture here doesn't reinforce them being wives. It doesn't. They literally, instead, the culture here is to insult a woman and call her a pick-me if she is married, make women feel insecure about even being in relationships, because misery loves company. And a lot of these women that can't keep a man, they want you to lose your man too. So you guys can all be alone. They don't want you doing better than them. So because women are so impressionable, I just don't see the culture here being conducive for marriage. It's an uphill battle, even if you do meet a woman that you love. So that's why I've just outsourced for those situations.
Yeah, I would say this too. Women are women, and honestly, I don't think what a woman is, you can avoid it. I think you can maybe try to mitigate some of the damage, but
that's it. Mitigate is the best that you can do. And again, living in the United States, I can't get sued in the United States by a woman I'm dating in Colombia, or I'm dating in the Philippines, or I'm dating in Brazil. She can't sue me in the United States. An American woman can sue the shit out of me, and she will, for everything. I will be left in shambles. I will be ruined because I'm shallow. So you got to know yourself. You got to know your shortcomings. That's all that's waiting for me. If I get married, is I'm also going to get divorced. There's no such thing as a woman who's never going to just want to leave Rico. They're all going to eventually leave Rico. All of them. And they all have. That's why I meet new women, because they left. You gotta know yourself. You gotta be honest with yourself. I'm not perfect at all. I'm fun, but like my ex-girlfriend said, you're fun, but it's like being with you is like going to this Magic Mountain. But she was like, Rico, who wants to go to Magic Mountain every day? That's a good point. Now I'm stuck because I work here in Magic Mountain, but you want to get off the ride, you get to leave. I don't get to leave me. I'm stuck with me. Right. So I have to make the best of it. Everybody else has the luxury to leave me. I don't. I'm stuck here. So,
well, I thank you for coming on again, man.
Anytime, bro.
Yeah, I am going to bring you back on later, maybe a couple of weeks, to talk about some. I'm pretty sure by then it's going to be some more. We can talk about some current event stuff.
Man, there's so much going on every day. This country is literally, I've never seen it this active. Right. We are active. It's so much to talk about every day, so it never gets old. But yeah, if you guys can, on YouTube, The Single Boyfriend or Right Wing Rico.
Can you type it in the chat?
Oh yeah. I'll put it in there.
And I'll just pin it.
Yeah, actually, you know what? This is I think I can chat from my page. Hola. So that's my page, The Single Boyfriend on YouTube. My Right Wing Rico is kind of like my backup page. I don't have no idea why when I do StreamYard and I go live on both of my channels, that channel gets thousands of people, sometimes even more than The Single Boyfriend, even though I have a larger subscribers on The Single Boyfriend. So it's, but it's the same content. I just stream to all the different platforms. So, I mean, it works, but I'm just glad I'm seeing it grow, and, people are responding to it. They like my takes on how I look at on things, and they like that I discuss the news. People like Tim Pool are eventually going to be gone. I mean, so they're going to need new people to come in and join this media space. And I'm just, putting myself out there. I'll probably fill in some of those gaps if I can, just because I'm just consistent. I probably do 4 or 5 episodes a day. So I spend a lot, instead of me partying and going to do BS, I'm actually focused on doing this stuff, which is good. So I have more, I can be more constructive. So I am changing, Blanche. I am lowering down all the wild stuff. I'm calming it down.
That's good, man. Tierra said, or just grow up and live how God said to live.
Well, I'm talking to God right now, and I'm doing what He said. I'm gonna do whatever.
Don't put that on. Don't put that on me. Listen, don't put that on me. Do not put that on me,
babe. When I tell you, Blanche is probably one of the wisest people I've ever met. I mean, he walked us through the pandemic. He walked us through BLM. He walked us through the trans surgery stuff, and he explained how the devil is literally influencing everything. And then if you want to follow God and he's one of the people that literally bring the gospel to you. No one wants to talk about God on the internet no more. Nobody. And here goes, and then you meet somebody like Blanche. If you're lucky enough to follow him, then, it'll change your life. Like I said, I got all his old videos. He'd be looking, because I'll be reposting some of his videos from years ago. And he's like, damn, you still got that? I said, I got all these videos. These videos helped change my life. I wasn't into politics. I didn't even think about all this stuff because, again, I'm in California. I'm living a certain way. You didn't think anything matters until one day everything mattered. And I was caught with my pants down. I wasn't prepared. I didn't know what was going on. I had to figure it out. Luckily, I stumbled across somebody like Blanche because he's also enlightening people, teaching people, showing people. And he also, he's on other panels with who was the one brother? I forgot his name, man. I'm bad with names sometimes. He's with the one brother wears a cowboy hat, and then there's the girl, and then there's the other brother.
Yeah, Chado Jackson, Keisha
Chado.
King, Teach Him Chuck.
Teach Him Chuck was like, Rico, I was on your page one day, man. My girl was right there watching with me. I had to chat. I said, all right, Chuck, my bad, man. I'll be party. I didn't even realize it. I said, you know what? Let me turn it down. I'm gonna turn all that stuff down just because I need to be doing more constructive stuff. But think about it. I met Chuck through you. I met Chado through you, and these are smart men that are actually talking about stuff of substance. No reality TV bullshit, no or BS, no nonsense that just, because people think that we're such a simple people. But when you meet men who have a wide range where they can talk about different topics and kind of help you understand what it means to be not just an American, but to be a patriot, to be proud of yourself, but also to, want to have a family, to follow God, to want to live righteous. You guys actually are really good guidance. So I literally share your content every time I can so other people can see it and hopefully they follow too. That's why I do it so much, because I appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Rico. And like I said, just for anybody that's watching, Rico is being honest. He's being transparent. I've been honest with you all too for a couple of last month, some of this month, but we all have a walk. I wasn't on my path like I should have been. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing either. So, we all have a path, especially a man. I just know that you're going to come to a point in your life where you're going to have to make a serious choice. You have to left or right. It's just going to be.
Oh no, you're right. It's coming up. It's coming up.
I can tell. I can tell it's coming because I can tell it's coming, and because you have a sober take on life. Once your take on life start getting more sober, and you start, you weed out all the nonsense, you're able to start seeing things for how they really are. You kind of. So yeah, it is coming. I know it's coming.
I'll be honest with you. I'll know how to deal with it because I follow you, so I can deal with it.
I give as much as I can now. I can't listen.
I appreciate it. I'll take what I can get. I appreciate you, bro. Shit, this is important. You got to think about it. No one else in my personal life is talking about anything.
Right.
Nobody's talking about nothing. I get off this computer. Everybody's simple. Nobody's talking about anything of substance. nothing going on. Everybody's just, worried about trying to make some money or worried about some other shallow nonsense. So, now that I'm actually throwing myself in this arena right here,
Yeah.
I have to be more serious. I have to be more responsible. I have to be more consistent. I can't take, I remember I didn't do videos for a couple of days and people were like, where you been? And I was like, damn, this must be what it's like to be Blanche. Because I know if I get online one day and I don't see Blanche, I'm like, oh, where is he at? What's going on?
So one more thing. Somebody made a comment. Stimulated student says, I'm indifferent to Candace Owens, but a lot of her detractors are cloud chasing. And honestly, I agree 1,000% because I've seen these people and I can tell, and this is the thing, right? We can tell when somebody's being authentic and genuine and when they're not. Like we can tell, and we just know that a lot of people are just either getting a check or trying to, like you said, audition for Israel and trying to just go after Candace Owens. It's like it's just obvious. Like it's not even like you said, just ignore. Like she's a content creator. Like, so I just don't understand how these folks.
She drew a line in the sand when she left Daily Wire over the Israel stuff. That was years ago.
Yeah,
she was on the right side of history before it was cool. I was already with her. I was with her. I was already a follower of hers, and I trusted her more than I trust the people at the Daily Wire, more than I trust Steven Crowder, more than I trust any of these detractors. And what I'm noticing is that she has way more support than she has detractors because she's genuine. And you look crazy as hell when a woman is just talking to you about the details about a very suspicious death, and you're telling her she's a maniac for doing so. I'm the kind of man that in real life, if I ask you a question and you tell me, don't worry about it, do what I tell you to do, I'm going to slap the dog shit out you. For one thing, I'm grown. You don't talk to me like that. If I ask you a question, you answer it and you better be able to explain yourself. You don't just tell me just because I say so. Who the hell are you? So when anytime somebody tells me they don't want me to ask questions or I'm not supposed to look into this or I'm a bad person, man, listen, I question everything. I've seen too many people lie. I've seen too many people die from other people lying to them or not giving them enough information. So I question everything. And Candace asking questions, she should.
Stimulated student said, it's here now, but people change for two reasons, a reward or destruction. You have to know how to discern the times. What he just said, listen, I'm gonna bring him on too soon. What he just said right here is so powerful, Rico. I just want to share with you and everybody listening right now. This is what I believe. I believe that the reason why you are transitioning is because this year coming up. Now, people talk about the years all the time. It's going to be my year, and it's, it sounds like a broken record. It's going to be my year. It's cap. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going to happen in 2026. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't see any. I mean,
but it's going to be something big. And when I say big, I mean people's lives are going to be changed. Generations are like stuff is going to happen in 2026. And so I feel like people like you, people like me, people like are having these feelings and these guys speaking to us and talking to us now because we need to be prepared for 2026. And so I just want to encourage you to really dive into what you are doing, to really take it serious, to really just pretend if this would work, pretend you have 1 million followers.
Yeah.
Already get yourself in the mindset and spirit to even saying, okay, I built this empire and that's how you should handle it. That's how important it is. You know that everybody can't be around you. Everybody ain't coming around from the ride. Everybody can have access to your time because what they're going to want is your time. I'm telling you now, they're going to want your time. This is what they're going to want because the devil wants your time because if you don't have enough time, you can't do your purpose. So right. I'm just telling you that once you dive into what you're doing now, they're going to come. And this time you're going to be able to see why they're coming, though. I'm telling you, you're going to be looking at it, you're going to, oh, you want, okay. I see.
No, listen, I've been trolled before. I've had people dig through my record, bring up all my past stuff and all these different things to try to shame me and embarrass me. And I lived through it. So after you go through that, you kind of stop being afraid of putting yourself out there because it's already out there. I'm not perfect. I got a checkered past, I have a history. And, life wasn't always the way it is now. So But the thing is, because of that, I have experience and I can understand people from both sides or from every side. So that's what makes me an understanding person. That puts me in a position where I can listen to people, I can learn about them, and I can understand them. And I think that, and we're coming up in a time, Blanche, there's eventually going to be a large population decrease, right? There's going to be, think about it. My guy, Scott Adams, is passing away because of the jab. He's in the hospital. He's in the hospital right now. I'm doing videos from his hospital bed. There's going to be a lot of openings coming up. Our favorite people are not going to be on TV anymore because they're going to pass away from them complying with in 2021. So these people are going to be gone. There's going to be openings where they're going to need people in these spaces that are going to be honest and that are going to be able to explain to them how things actually happen, who, what, when, where, and how. Yeah. Not propaganda, not what the government says, but I was there. So because I was there, I kept track. I'm more so a stenographer. I'm here to keep an accurate historical record. So I put all this stuff out there and I talk about everything. And I'm just going to keep going because there's going to be gaps of information. And if you don't fill them, then the people, your enemy, they're going to fill those gaps and they're going to put information out there that's going to be harmful. And that's why I'm here. That's why I listen to you, better than listening to Don Lemon. Shit, what are you talking about?
All right, Rico, listen, man. Thanks for coming on the show. We're going to bring you back on, man. We're going to talk about the current, we kind of left the balloon pop stuff and we really got into some, but I think it was a good show though. I do, man.
I enjoyed it. I'll be honest. This was I enjoyed the take. I enjoyed the chat. I enjoyed reading the comments.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I met Figgy. Okay. Not too glad, just a little glad, just enough glad, just a smidgen, a little. But other than that, it was a really good show. So yeah, bro, anytime you send me a text or let me know, I'll be here, I
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for a great show tonight. And we're going to be leaving right now. We love y'all and we'll see y'all soon. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. America first, America only.